a movie that's more musical than horror movie and features a leather-clad greaser killer with a giant guitar drill and more dream sequences than Nightmare on Elm Street and Inception combined. We watched Slumber Party Massacre 2. We watch it so you don't have to, so you know what time it is.
Horror, so bad and scary. Splitting up is never okay. Plot, who needs it? Don't turn on the lights. Cars don't ever start, but that's alright. Running upstairs instead of out the door. Good acting, what do we need that for? Horrible horror, so bad and scary. Enjoy the show, but not really.
What's up, Moon Goons? Welcome to Horrible Horror, the podcast where we watch the worst of the worst in horror movies. I'm your host, Marshall Hampton. Joining me today, as always, is my co-host, Mr. Aaron Southworth. Aaron, say hello.
I had a burp coming, but it just didn't come out.
You leave me hanging, man.
Yeah, I'm like, here comes a burp. Underperformed, like last night. Anyway, I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy because we got.
It's finally. It's been a while.
It's been a while,
but our third brother, I guess, if you will, Mr. Chris Samples, is finally back on the
Gentlemen,
on the show.
Yeah,
how are we?
Yeah, I was just talking about it before we started that I think the last one we did, all three of us together, was Flesh Eating Mothers, almost exactly a year ago, a little over a year ago today. Yeah.
That just does not seem right to me at all.
Now I know Chris has filled in here and there when I've been MIA or just popping around, but
And then we all did Death House, but
Yeah,
Coffee
we all-
Dog was with
But
us.
yeah, Death House.
But again, that was Doug Jones
But
as well.
still, all three of us were here.
True.
True.
That's what I was thinking. There's no
True,
way.
but just the three of us, it's been a year.
The Three Amigos.
Three Amigos. Speaking of a year ago, it was pretty close to that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was 2 years ago. I don't know. But we're doing Slumber Party Massacre 2. And that's one reason why we definitely had to make sure Chris was back, because he was on the original episode where we did Slumber Party Massacre.
Yes.
So it was only right that we brought him back.
Yeah, Slumber Party Massacre 2 is what we're doing today.
Yes.
And that was about, I think it was 4 years? 3 years? 3 years, maybe?
Well, we did that in the old studio.
Yeah.
So that hadn't been at least year 2 of the show. So
It's been a while.
it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I'm excited for this one. I don't know about you guys.
This is definitely. This one went in a totally different direction than the first movie.
Took a little left turn there. Let's go this way. Let's see how this path takes us.
I almost kind of wish Sarah was here because she's the musical person. Like always been on, like when we did like musical stuff. I would love to get her intake on this, or her. Well,
this one really seems to kind of have that MTV music video quality to it. Like it's like an MTV horror movie,
Right.
Yeah.
in a way.
Very, very 80s.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh God damn.
well, like the first one was from what, 84 or something like that?
Early 80s. This one was like, well, speaking of which, this was released in October 16th of 1987.
Right.
So it was at least 3 years after the first, 2 to 3 years after the first.
Right in that 80s
Right when it
wheelhouse.
soaked all the 80s up. Yeah. It's like I got full 80s now, baby.
Yep.
It was written and directed by Deborah Brock, which is actually continuing on the tradition that these movies were, because the first one was directed by a woman as well.
Correct.
Different girl this time, but still continuing that trend. The taglines for this movie were chills, thrills, and guitar drills. A new kind of Rocky horror, and the party begins when the lights go out. Were the taglines. Now, I will say there were guitar drills, but I think this was very low on the chills and thrills part of the.
I agree.
I don't know, man. That music is fucking awesome.
As far as I know, you can find it on Amazon Prime right now.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon. I'm not sure if it's anywhere else, but I know it's on Amazon.
That was a bonus that it was free. Did not have to pay for it.
It's always a bonus.
I
isn't it?
think my dumbass paid for it.
You did what?
Just because, like, you know, it says it's free on Prime right now, but it gave me the option to buy it, so I bought it because I knew I wanted to do this movie, but we had issues in the past where, okay, we're going to do this movie, but we had to put it off, and by the time we get to it, it's no longer on Prime. So if I buy it, then it can't disappear. It's always in my video library.
Man, you always find a way to spend money on these movies.
You always find a way to fuck yourself.
I do. I always do. I always do.
I was just listening to one from last week. What'd you guys do last week?
Last week was Bloodhook. No, wait, yes.
No, it was the week before that.
It was the week before that we did.
You said you bought 2 copies of it.
Oh,
and,
that was
no thrills on the DVD or anything.
That was
no
2
commentary.
shitty movies.
Yeah, that was the last Slumber Party.
Yes.
And then last week was Bloodhook. Anyway, so the cast is actually for this. We haven't talked about a cast in a while on a movie we've done, but this one actually has some decent people and with some pretty extensive experience and credits to their name. Our lead girl, Courtney, is played by Crystal Bernard. She's got 32 credits, including 16 episodes of Happy Days, where she played Casey Cunningham. She was also in The Love Boat, 93 episodes of a show called It's a Living, and she had a 7-year run on Wings, where she played Helen Chapel.
Love Wings.
Love Wings. All right, Quagmire.
Yeah, dude, it's true though. I remember watching Wings when I was a kid and in high school. I liked Wings. Yeah, it was a good show.
I actually never watched it. I know vaguely what it was about, but I never watched it.
It was just part of that must-see TV craze. Like when it got kind of lost in the shuffle between like Frasier, Friends, and Seinfeld, but it was still holding strong, baby.
Right. Wasn't ever my show, but whatever.
Then we have Mrs. Bates, played by Jennifer Rhodes. She has 95 credits, including the movie Heathers. The cult.
Yes, I recognize her from that.
She was on the TV show Charmed with Alyssa Milano, Rose McGowan, Shannon Doherty, where she played Grams, the grandmother.
Alyssa Milano, you love your life.
I do, yes. Grey's Anatomy, Third Rock from the Sun, and she was in the horror movie Night of the Demons 2 as well. Sheila is played by Julia Cummings. She's got 11 credits. Now, she was in horror movies. She was in Psycho 3, Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol.
Citizens on Patrol. Now that is a classic movie.
Yeah.
If we ever did a spin-off show just horrible comedies, that one might be one we do.
Talk about an awesome theme song. Citizens on Patrol.
Yeah.
It was like a rap.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Deadly Dreams and Friday the 13th, A New Beginning. So that brings us to Sally, who's played by Heidi Kozak-Haddad. 16 credits, including 10 episodes of Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, Mama's Family, Silver Spoons, Jake and the Fat Man. And she was also in 2 classic horror movies. She was in the weird-ass balls fucking weird movie Society. And then she was also in Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, which was always Aaron and I's favorite as a kid.
That was one of my favorites, yeah. So she's in Society. Mm-hmm. We need to do that movie.
That's a fucked up weird
We
movie.
need to do that one.
Then Valerie, played by Cindy Ellebacher, plays 60 credits, including Donner's Pass, The Waltons TV show, Planet of the Apes, the TV series, Young and the Restless, and this was her very last acting job ever. This movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Which character did she play?
She plays Valerie. She's in it very briefly, but yeah. And then lastly, we have TJ, played by Joe Hoffman. He's only got 9 credits, but he's in a sci-fi movie, Now This Earth. But he's in 2 other horror movies, Pumpkinhead, the cult classic, and he apparently was in Killer Workout, which we've done on the show.
Nice.
He was like, I guess, like one of the just gym rat guys, or he was a gym goer or something in that movie. So I just thought that was funny.
Right.
All right. So with that said, let's dive into Slumber Party Massacre 2.
We're going to drill through this baby.
Yeah, we are. We open with this nice, peaceful scene of a girl asleep in her bed with peaceful, like, relaxing piano music playing as the credits roll. It's all serene and very nice.
Her hair's like perfectly laid out on the pillow.
Oh, perfectly.
Oh,
yeah.
kind of permed.
Yeah.
She's dreaming about some shirtless guy running in slow motion, catching a football. And like, I know she's a girl and all, but this looks like some straight up like a gay porn movie.
Right.
It's so gay.
Got feathered hair.
Yeah. The dream
kind of smiling in her sleep.
She starts to smile.
The dream thing takes a very dark turn as rapid-fire death scenes are flashed across the screen. Some are from the first Slumber Party Massacre movie, and some are from this one, along with some random shots of like dead pigeons and a girl locked up in an insane asylum.
People running through halls.
And then scenes that turn out to be later in this movie, too. So now she's also... It's really fucking weird message.
Pretty much, you could just take that quick montage. You can turn it off. You can go away. I mean,
you really
have
can't.
to
It
watch
basically
the rest of
shows the whole movie. Like it's weird. Like I get flashback scenes from the first movie. Get that. But now she's having like
flash forward.
Now she's flash forward. So now she's like psychic or an oracle or something. Like how would you know? Whatever. It's really fucking weird. She wakes up screaming. The title of the movie like comes out of her mouth. That 80s
kind of like it.
Love that effect. Now we cut to this girl. This girl turns out to be Courtney, our main girl. She's the younger sister from the first movie, who's now grown up, and she's like a high school senior or something like that now.
So it's a direct correlation from the first Slumber Party Massacre. Now,
Yeah.
is this the character in the first Slumber Party Massacre who got caught reading a Playgirl magazine
Yes.
with Sylvester Stallone on the cover?
Yes.
Ah!
It's the younger sister.
Yes.
Yeah. She's talking to her mother about her dreams, and the mother mentions that Valerie, Courtney's older sister, the surviving girl from the first movie, never got over her trauma of that night and has basically been locked up in an insane asylum ever since.
She's been in the loony bin.
Yes.
She's not talking. She's just
She's
locked
done.
away.
You could tell mom's like all fucked up over it.
Frazzled,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. And mom wants Courtney to start talking to a shrink or a doctor or something about her dreams and to help her try to get over this. But Courtney's like, no, I'm fine. I'm not doing that. So she leaves for school wearing some more wonderful 80s pleated jeans.
There is a scene before she leaves the school that she goes upstairs and she looks at like a cutout, like
Yeah.
a newspaper cutout. But the reason I mentioned that because when she's lifting up her sofa, I'm like, ooh, get out of Playgirl! Ooh, get out of Playgirl! I was like, is she still a perv? Oh no, she's just reliving her tragic memories. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, she leaves for school.
Yeah, she keeps that photo like under her bed, like it would be
Like a
Playgirl,
porn, yeah.
Which is really weird. It's like, why would you keep like that under, like hiding under your bed, like it's dirty? Secret?
Maybe that's what gets her rocks off now.
Maybe it's weird. So like I said, she has more these pleated jeans, which are amazing. And then on the sidewalk, she comes across the dead pigeon that she had in her dream.
She saw in her flesh. You know.
Which looks it's weird because it's not just dead, but it looks like it's been shot with like the tiniest little bullet right in the heart,
Or like a BB gun or
which
something.
is really weird. Like it's like just anyway. She gets picked up by her friend Amy. It turns out the friend named Amy. It took me a while to figure that out, but Amy picks her up. Off they go.
In the sweet Ford Tempo.
Yes.
I recognize that song. Or that
Now,
song.
in the car, they're sitting there talking, and then the song comes on the radio, and Corey's like, "Oh, I love this song. Turn it up." And they have this. It's an absolutely terrible fucking song, and they have a sing along to this. Like I said in the opening, this movie is almost more musical than horror movie. So I have recorded like almost all the musical clips from this movie, and kind of like Killer Workout, we're gonna play them.
Sweet.
And so you're gonna hear the first of the many, many musical numbers in this movie. So here we go.
I wanna be your Tokyo convertible. I wanna have fun with you. I just love going through the motions. I just love going through the motions. I wanna be your Tokyo convertible. I wanna have fun with you. I just love going with the motion. I just love going with the motion. I wanna be in love like this. I wanna be in a love
So that's the first little sing along.
I like that
Aaron
song.
loves that song. He's the whole time we're listening. He's over here grooving and dancing in his chair.
I was curious how we were going to fill up time in this podcast.
Yeah.
But now
It's gonna be a lot of
Now I
music.
know.
A lot of music.
This movie's only an hour and 15 minutes long.
It is. It's
yeah.
like surprisingly
it's like
short.
the same. The first one was that way too.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first one was short too, but
Except the first one was like bow, 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 bow. You're like holding on the edge of your seat the whole time. This one, you're like, another music scene. Okay.
Tokyo convertible.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of what we're in for, and it just gets worse from here on out. Anyway, so the boy from Courtney's dream then drives up in his car while they're at a stoplight or something. We learn his name's Matt, and they invite him to come watch their girl band practice today after school in the garage. So that's what we're doing. We just cut straight to later that day. The band's in the garage practicing, and we watch as the girls perform an entire musical number, which sucks. It's fucking awful. At this point, I was like, I want to know who the fuck does the original music for this. But funny thing is, it's not complete original music because two of the songs in this movie were actually recorded by a band called Wednesday Week.
Yeah.
And so now Tokyo Convertible may have been one of the original songs that this guy composed, Richard Cox, but the other two are by this actual band.
So it's Dick Cox.
I looked
Yeah,
it
Dick
up,
Cox.
and I see three different performers. I see Firstborn, Street Preacher. Okay, well, no, I guess it's Street Preacher. That's the other one. It's just Firstborn or Street Preacher. Pardon me, too. So there's two of them here that are listed. But great song, man.
So, like I said, I know we just played an audio clip, but we're going to play a lot of them. So we're going to play the next one. This is the one of the girls performing in the garage, practicing a song called If Only for Matt, who has rolled up, got out of his car. He sits on the hood of his car, watches them as they...
An audience of one.
An audience of one, as they have like choreographed
moves.
Intimate show.
Yeah, it's a very intimate show. So here's If Only. All right, so that was If Only. Like I said, they play like the entire song.
And you had to hear it.
And you had to hear it because we had to sit through it too, so are you.
So I kind of loved this scene. I don't know why. I love this scene too. And one of the reasons I liked it was, think about back to Slumber Party Massacre 1, okay? When the girls were on the basketball team and they're warming up and they're playing, and there's the two boys that are like, "Go Cindy, go Julie, yeah!" And they're clapping for them.
The gender reversal.
Yes, and I feel like it's the same thing here in a way. It's an all-girl band. The guy pulls up. He's like, "Yeah, all right, cheer." He's their groupie. Where in so many of these '80s movies, it's always the guys in a band and always have girl groupies. Yeah. But they kind of did again, like we talked about in the first movie, Slumber Party Massacre. It's like gender role reversal.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Did any of you guys get that at all?
Not really. I didn't. I mean, I see it now. You say it, but I mean, I didn't pick up on it as much in this one because it wasn't that big of a gender reversal. Because we had girl bands or something like Bangles, Heart,
Go-Go's.
Yeah. They were a thing. It wasn't like it was a stretch like anything new.
Sure.
Where like in the other one, where they had focused on the girls basketball or volleyball team, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then we saw like the girl electrician, or girl handyman, and all these predominantly male roles.
And they're talking about sports and like who won the game last night. And,
whereas in this one, it's just not that
as much.
Yeah. So
but I felt like I got a taste of it though.
A little bit.
I felt like I was like, oh, okay,
Okay.
I just thought it would be cool if they actually played. I don't know.
I don't know, man. After watching that, yes, they weren't playing their instruments. However, I don't think they did a bad job.
No, I actually had a comment on this later. I think when we went one of the later musical numbers, but the girls do a surprisingly good job
looking like they.
Because the very first time I watched the movie, I literally thought they were singing. Like, oh, because we hear Courtney sing in the car, and she doesn't have a bad singing voice.
Right.
In the car, I'm like, oh, okay, she can sing. And then they get like, oh, they're actually singing, and it looks pretty realistic. I'd say they did a good job when it came to the lip syncing and mimicking of playing this music.
I agree. I was actually pretty impressed.
It wasn't until I actually looked it up and figured, oh, this is by an actual band.
I mean, it's not perfect, but
it's pretty
Yeah.
good. We've seen it fucking a lot worse.
Yeah, big time.
So anyway, they take a break from playing. Courtney and Matt go off to talk. He places a hand on her shoulder. Kind of looks a little awkward, and tells her like, "Hey, I like your music." And then he's like, "Hey, you want to go do something this weekend?" And Courtney then turns and invites him to join her and her band at Sheila's dad's new condo, where they're all going this weekend to have a slumber party and just whatever.
No parents. Who's a bad girl? Yeah.
He accepts her invitation. They kiss, and then he leaves. So she's got her man toy now, her feathered dream slow motion runner.
Feathered dream slow motion runner. I did like that 80s-ness of asking for a slice.
Yes.
The one girl asks for a slice.
Yeah.
So like who wants a drink? She goes, I'll take a slice.
And then Sheila, who's kind of like the richer. I won't say she's snobby, but she's definitely the upper class. She's like Perrier for me.
But
she's also the slut. I mean,
yeah.
she's
Oh
like,
yeah. We get to that later. Ooh. But yeah, it's just seems strange to ask for a.
Well, I felt like Pepsi definitely had some.
Oh,
Sort
there.
of
I get. We're talking about this now. I have
placement.
made to know this, but this movie is one of the largest product placements I've ever seen in a movie in a long time.
Yeah.
Like almost every single scene, there's somebody drinking like a Diet Pepsi or a Slice or some other product name being dropped.
Right.
It's insane.
Because it was so funny
It's a
because
giant commercial.
they just stopped right on her and they go, does anybody want a drink? And they pan over to her and she goes, hey, you got a slice? Thumbs up. It was so awkward.
It's a straight up commercial.
Yeah, it was so unnatural.
Like, did they even make Slice anymore? I mean,
No, Slice. I was actually looking this up because I was like, oh, the
Isn't it
80s
Sierra
and Slice.
Mist now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Slice stopped being Slice in like 2000, and they switched it to Sierra Mist.
That's a shame.
So it's still the same thing, really. And I love Sierra Mist. It's one of my favorites.
I just love like
Slice.
saying Slice and Dr. Slice. You guys remember Dr. Slice?
I do not remember Dr. Slice.
Are you kidding me?
Well, I wasn't big. Like I was never. I've never been a big Dr. Pepper and Mr. Pibb fan. Like I've never liked those. So like. Yeah, I just.
But it was the blend of Slice and Dr. Pepper.
Oh, I didn't realize it was a blend. I thought it was just like Slice's Dr. Pepper, and they just called it Dr. Slice.
I think you're probably right, but
It was what?
I think Marshall's probably right.
That what?
I said Dr. Slice was probably just Slice's version of Dr. Pepper.
Correct.
They just called it Dr. It's probably not a
I thought
blend.
it was a blend.
Why would it be a blend?
Because it's weird and awesome.
Pepsi doesn't own Dr. Pepper,
No, they don't.
so
I guess not.
we're talking about soda now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are talking a lot about soda.
Welcome to the Horrible Soda Podcast.
Dr. Slice sucked. Ugh. So bad it's scary.
So bad, it's gross. Yucks. So anyway, we cut to Courtney at the dinner table with her mom. They're talking about the weekend and how she wants to go out with her friends. But
You could feel the tension in that room, couldn't you?
yeah,
little bit.
a little bit. After dinner, Courtney starts crying about the fact that it turns out Sunday is her birthday, and she doesn't want to spend it at the mental asylum visiting her sister, which is what her mom wanted to do. And her mom's like, "Oh God, I kind of forgot that.
I forgot it's your birthday.
So yeah, I get that. Okay, so I'll
Mom of the year. What?
Yeah, no shit.
so go ahead. And she's like, all right, you can go. So the night comes. Courtney's in bed. She has more dreams about her slow motion shirtless Matt holding a football, tossing it around. Like the first one, though, this too gets interrupted by scenes of death and other shit from later on in the movie. So it's basically just a rehash of what we already saw. The dream comes, then shifts to Valerie running down some empty hallways with like red light.
The mental institution.
It's
sister.
supposed to be, but yeah, it doesn't really look like it. She's screaming out Courtney's name. Valerie tells Courtney not to go all the way. She's like, basically, don't have sex, Courtney. Don't go all the way.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Right.
During this dream, we keep getting close-up shots.
Blocking.
Yeah.
Courtney's like, have you seen his feathered hair?
Yeah.
Have you seen him run in slow motion? I mean, come on.
Have you seen his room? Can we talk about that for a second? That just looked like it smelled like Miami Vice in there. Jesus. Just pink.
When did we see Matt?
When they were on the phone, they were cutting back and
Oh, I
forth. Them on the
missed-
Oh my God!
yeah.
It looked awesome.
I love the pose, by the way. Speaking of that phone, the way he's sitting on his bed,
Uh-huh.
it's like somehow like a bad underwear ad or something. Like he's sitting on his bed, but he's got like his leg up and his arms on his leg.
Yeah.
Like, it's
It's
the
so
weirdest, most
awkward.
unnatural pose.
And we're
talking on
when
the
they're
phone.
on the phone. She's just like ready to throw it at him. She's like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
just can't wait to see you. Oh my God, she's being like, whoa, you guys just kind of hooked up,
Yeah.
if you will, a few hours
Yeah,
ago.
you
Yeah, no
kissed,
shit.
and then she's like,
Yeah.
"No,
Now you're already ready to like
All right,
take my
guys.
jump on his
virginity,
cock.
fuck
Yeah.
me, silly." Yeah.
Sorry, can you hang on? I gotta change my sheets again because they're wet.
Where were we? So yeah, at this point we all start seeing close-up shots of a man decked out head to toe in all black leather with metal tip boots. He also plays the guitar, but we never see his face, and we don't really see the full outline of the guy at this point. We do see Valerie hiding under her bed from this guy in her cell, while the man in black starts dancing and spinning next to her bed. And already at this point, if you haven't caught on already, but once this scene happens, it's like,
Huh?
holy fuck, what are we going? Where are we going?
Where are we going?
What is happening to this movie? Yeah, it's
What
going.
and why?
Exactly. That's a big why is a big question.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Why?
So confused. Why?
So Valerie thinks the man is gone, so she gets up from under the bed. She turns around, screams, and we cut to a close-up of the man's face. He says, "Rock and roll never dies," as smoke like swirls behind him, followed by some flashing shots of a drill going through someone's chest.
Yeah, the fog machine was on overload.
Yeah, what was the fog machine or dry ice budget on this?
Had to be out the roof.
You can beat me to all these notes later, but I'll bring it up later. But yeah, but at this point I was really confused and kind of pissed off about, like, I already said where this movie's going because, like, what the fuck's happening? But then I was like, rock and roll never dies. I'm like, I didn't think that was an issue. Like, no one said rock and roll was dead. But the way it's delivered and the way it makes it sound in this scene is that, like, it sounds like a line the killer would say after coming back after being thought dead. Like, he was the killer in the first movie.
Right.
And he comes back and rock and roll never dies. Like, something like Freddy Krueger, like Freddy would say.
Like, if Freddy Krueger was a rocker.
Was a rockabilly leather guy. Yeah. And they kill him in the first one. This is his first line in the second one. Like, Freddy's back and he says something like, "Rock and roll never dies, bitch." I mean, that's what he would say. Like, that would make sense. But this guy is not from the first movie. He just appears. It's like, it just kind of weird things, like, just say rock and roll or something else, but rock and roll never dies sounds like he was been dead and he's come back or something.
Well, I get the feeling that most of the things that he says throughout this movie are either song titles or song lyrics, but we can move on.
You might be onto something. Actually, yeah, you might be onto something there.
I didn't write them all down. Sorry, guys.
That's what we rely on you for, Chris.
know.
That's like the one thing you're always relying on.
You're like the music guy. You're kind of
not even the music guy, but he's always the one who writes down, like, quotes and lines and stuff. Like, that's what you do.
I know. All right. I apologized.
Anyway, but like I said, the first movie we talked about, it's done very seriously, and we all liked it. But like I said, for some reason, they decided to go full fucking
wacky,
stupid bonkers
wackadoodle
in this one. Like, we have a singing and dancing, leather-clad Andrew Dice Clay wannabe killer.
That's very good.
Yeah.
And and also, in case you're wondering, the girl who plays Valerie is not the same girl who played Valerie in the first movie. Completely different girl, too. So we cut back to Courtney getting picked up by her friends, and they leave for the weekend. Cue the rockabilly music as they drive seemingly cross-country to wherever the hell they're going. We get a close-up shot of Courtney looking out the window, looking sleepy. And I don't know if you guys pick up, but you can clearly see, like, the green screen behind her through the windows. It's like just there's no scenery or anything. It's just green screen.
I didn't notice.
I didn't pay
Oh
attention.
man, I can't believe you did. So she falls asleep. She has more weird dreams. We're not going to talk about because
Right.
it's the same shit.
It's kind of like in Nightmare on Elm Street. We never really know when she's asleep or when she's awake.
Yeah, we definitely get that later. Yeah.
Oh, for sure later,
Yeah.
100%. The girls arrive at Sheila's dad's new condo / house, which is like this brand new subdivision that it's so new it's still currently under development. It's very sparsely populated, and like I said, several homes are still under construction. In one of the bedrooms, they find a sex doll. Sheila mentions that her brother must have been here already, who we never actually meet the brother.
No.
So it's what's weird. Like,
Yeah, they keep talking about him. Oh, he's such a pervert. Ew.
Yeah, you
Kyle,
keep
or
thinking he's
whatever
gonna
his fucking
pop
name
up or
is.
he's
Yeah.
gonna
But she
check it, but
also
he never-
says it runs in the family. So she's like pretty much admitting that she's like a freak.
well,
too.
she is the promiscuous. I wouldn't say she's a slut, but she's definitely the most promiscuous. Like, she's the one who's banging the most in this movie.
Oh, she's a slut.
But she's only banging one dude, so I don't know if it's saying it's a slut.
She's a dirty girl. The way I like him.
So we're jumping to the girls sitting around on the floor that night, picking out on junk food. Sally's talking about how their band's going to be huge and that her song that she's writing is going to be a top hit and all this. Sheila breaks out the champagne, and they're also watching a movie called Rock and Roll High School on the TV.
Ramones.
To which Sheila says, "I love that song, turn it up," and all the girls get up and start dancing to more terrible music.
And
No.
this scene when they're dancing, it's like perfectly choreographed.
Yeah.
It's like a montage.
It
Yeah.
is.
It's,
I mean,
They're
it's-
dancing.
There's
this is where I get that MTV music.
And I'm pretty sure the chick that plays Courtney is totally doing the Elaine from Seinfeld. Do you know
Is
what I'm
that
talking
awkward
about?
dance?
I
like,
didn't. No, I didn't.
jerking
Jerks her
kicks.
head and weird things.
But this is where I get that MTV feel because it is like you
Right.
said, choreographed, and they cut to someone like playing air guitar, and they cut to someone else like go-going on the bed or
And they
something.
cut to Sheila.
Well, it's like
literally humping
there-
a lamp.
Yeah,
she's like
yeah.
grinding on a lamp.
Right,
like,
she's
licking her lip.
yeah,
like, what
she's
the
not a
hell?
slut, Marshall. Come on.
There's even like there's actual shots where like each girl gets like a solo close up. Like
Yeah.
there's each
Yeah.
girl standing on the couch and the camera's just on her and they're dancing, looking straight into the camera first.
Right.
It's like then it cuts to another girl doing the same thing. And like it's like a fucking
Yeah,
music video
it's like a
here.
music video, but it's so funny too. One thing I noticed is like all three of the girls are like dressed as like all their 80s stuff, but then our main girl, what's her name again?
Courtney?
Courtney looks like she should be fucking wrestling with velociraptors. She's got like khaki shorts on, boots, a tucked in shirt. She looks like she belongs in like the tour guide of Jurassic Park.
She does have suspenders on with her pleated jeans. I do remember that.
It just looked
But
out
the
of place.
other thing about this dancing is like to me it was another one of these like Kristen Glover Friday the 13th moments because like they're dancing but the music we're hearing and the
Is
dance they're doing
offbeat,
doesn't
yeah,
match
yeah.
at all. Like they're dancing to a different music
Yeah.
than what we're hearing. So now the two boys TJ and Jeff show up. They watch the girls dance around through the windows. And here I'm going to say now, God damn do I hate TJ. I fucking hate this guy so much. Can't stand
what,
TJ.
dude? Oh, man.
no,
Come
dude.
on, dude. Dirt stash forever,
Dirt,
bro.
oh, his dirt stash is Troy. I hate TJ so much. Now each girl get like okay, I already talked about the solo dancing. Sheila then decides what the fuck. She goes Hulk Hogan, like rips her shirt off, and she starts dancing around.
Well, that's
spraying
only
the
after she started spraying the entire house with
she's
champagne.
spraying the girls down with the champagne like they're at a strip club or something like
Yeah.
that. Like or again like an 80s view, like pour some sugar on me. I'm just like
Right.
Or Aaron's bachelor party van. Hey,
There you go.
I had to pay for the cleanup on that.
Yeah. So she essentially spraying everybody with champagne. She gets wet, so fuck it. Now off comes the bra. So she's
Yeah.
dancing around topless. I think one of the other girls is in their bra. The others are just dancing around. It's quite the
Yeah,
scene.
the feather
And
pillow
then
rips
Courtney starts
open,
making it rain with
and just
Yeah.
feathers
pillows
everywhere.
What a bitch.
She's ripping,
ripping
she's
open
destroying
pillows.
pillows.
Hey, what the fuck?
Yeah, she's damaging Sheila's dad's property. She's just
I know.
fucking ransacking their
It's a
house.
big mess. I don't know if you guys ever had a feather
Yeah.
pillow rip open. It's a pain in the ass to clean that shit up, especially with sticky champagne everywhere now.
Right.
Oh, it's
that
pretty-
shit's gonna be there all weekend.
Yeah. And then so afterwards, at
Yeah,
one point near
so
the end of the scene,
I know. We are so old. That is gonna be such a pain in the ass to clean up.
That is going to stain the carpet. How dare you?
Inconsiderate little hussy.
and then near the end, I think it's Sheila and I think maybe Sally or one of the other girls are sitting there, and Sheila it's just a weird shit. She starts like squeezing her tits together and like honking them at her in her friend's direction.
You look
It's
like,
like
a chicken or something. She's
Yeah.
like,
yeah, because she had feathers on her, so she
like
starts like clucking her tits
clucking-
together.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
really fucking strange.
It was.
must be some good champagne.
I guess.
No shit.
Laced with something, because goddamn.
Bunch of lightweights.
The boys enter, give the girls a scare, and we cut to Courtney and Sally trying to sleep while Sheila and TJ bang in the next room. You never see it, but you just hear it.
You hear a lot of it. Yeah.
More Courtney dream shit we're skipping over. Oh, not really. Okay, not this time in her bed. She's in bed with shirtless Matt, who they make out while music that sounds like it's from Final Fantasy VII is playing in the background. Then suddenly Matt turns into the Andrew Dice Clay killer. Courtney finds Valerie's dead body laying next to the bed. She runs out, but she keeps getting grabbed by the Dice Man, who keeps trying to like make out with Courtney. He keeps trying to like I don't know.
Yeah, he's like holding her against the wall. He's like, "Come on, baby, light my fire!"
Yeah.
Like trying to like lick her and stuff.
Yeah. Courtney then wakes up the next morning on the kitchen floor crying. So that's that. That's another dream. We cut to Courtney and Amy out by the pool. Courtney tells Amy about the horrible dreams she's been having, about the awful events that happened to her when she was 12 years old. The problem is there's two things wrong with this though. First is that Courtney was 15 in the original movie, not 12.
Nice.
So they messed up that
I was
fact.
hoping he would find that.
And the second, about 98% of the shit she's dreaming about didn't even happen in the first movie. So
No.
it's like, How are
you're
you
saying? So in the first movie, she was supposed to be 15, and now she's 17. So that shit only happened 2 years earlier.
Yeah, she's 17 or 18 in this movie at least. Yeah, and she's still in high school.
It's her 17th birthday.
Right.
Okay, 17th birthday, not 18th. Okay, so so technically it happened 2 years ago. She had quite the growth spurt, if you remember.
Shit.
But especially she keeps saying all these dreams about this trauma in my past, but everything we're seeing isn't really from her past. It's like the future. It's like this weird shit.
Yeah, I didn't mind that too much. So,
but anyway, so there's a lot of weird facts that get wrong about the first movie and the sequel. TJ, Jeff, Sheila, they all join the scene.
They're all drinking tomato juice. Ugh.
Is it tomato juice or just like fruit juice, like fruit punch, like Hawaiian punch or something? Because it's just like a red.
It's so red.
It could be Kool-Aid.
I noticed that earlier in the movie too when Courtney's mom was making her breakfast or whatever.
Same thing.
Just big ass glass of tomato juice.
Now that one I get, but the drinking around the pool it looked more like it was like hot, like Hawaiian punch or something.
Some vodka in it or something.
It may be.
Hey.
So the rest of the crew join up. TJ throws Courtney in the pool, which this seems to cause Courtney to pass out in the pool. She hits the water and she's just out cold.
Does anybody else realize that Courtney's got a hell of a booty on her? Jesus Christ. I mean, she's wearing all these fucking dumpy ass pants and shit. Then she's in her bikini. And I'm like, damn.
Well, the Amy chick, man, she had that bikini on. I was like, wow.
I know.
Amy, Well, fun thing about Amy.
Yes.
I was going to cover in odds and ends later, but Amy was actually played. I forget her name. I'll get to it later. But was played by a.
She was a playmate.
Playboy playmate.
She got some jugs. I'll tell you
yeah,
that.
I believe she's Miss January 1982.
Look at the big braid on Chris.
I looked it up.
I like your research here. You're like, them some nice titties. None of them titties have been anywhere else.
I didn't take notes, but I did look that up.
So Courtney passes out as soon as she hits the water, and she has more dreams of Dice Clay, the guitar driller killer, rocking out while all these like white particles or dust or something like fly around him. It's a really strange visual. Jeff has to jump in and save Courtney from drowning. We cut to Courtney on the couch later that day. Sally sits down next to her and they talk about how she's wanting to go home because her face is turning into one big pimple, which is funny because she's got like perfect complexion, flawless
they
skin.
just have like little spots on her.
Everyone else is hanging out around the pool. Courtney rejoins them, but instantly has a vision of a bloody hand in her sandwich, along with Dice Clay laughing and singing while more smoke billows behind him.
So much smoke.
So much smoke.
Yeah, there was like a reference to the hand, but I don't remember what it was now. Sorry, go ahead. Move on.
We jump to the girls having another band jam session / practice while TJ and Jeff.
It's okay, Courtney. You're hallucinating horribly, and you almost drowned. Jam session will make you feel better.
Yeah.
All right, gang, let's go.
And yeah,
It's kind of how it was. I don't
It
know.
really is. It really
I
is.
feel like the editing was really weird. But
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like they're talking to her, but it's like, oh man, she's really messed up. Let's party and play music. You know, it's like
Cure
it
everything.
seemed out of place. Yeah,
It's
like
the 80s. That party and music will cure everything.
rock and roll will never die.
They didn't care about mental trauma and disease in the 80s. Mental problems. So TJ and Jeff, they're hanging out on the beanbag chairs, cheering them on. Now here's another article. This is why
the guys are super into this song.
Oh, like overly into it, like too much into this song, especially TJ. But here's their song "Why." All right, so that's why
I love TJ's dance. He just can't contain himself.
Oh, God,
he gets up
TJ's
and he
dance.
just starts like he's dancing on his tiptoes.
it's like he's having a seizure on his feet or something.
He can't keep his balance, and he falls back on his knees and starts playing air guitar in front of him. I'm like, this guy cannot contain
He
himself.
cannot. It's fucking insane. Also,
Killer
during
jams.
this entire musical number again, we do get some montages of like various characters acting all silly and playing around. You know, Amy and Jeff are washing a car and spraying each other hoses.
Yes.
Right.
Courtney's lying on the couch fawning over a shirtless picture of Matt. This guy is always fucking shirtless.
Right?
Like he's not like he's that hunky or that great.
He just looks like a dude.
He's just a dude. He honestly looks kind of like he. I don't. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna say he kind of looks gay. Too.
She's like kissing the
80s
picture.
feathered hair, but yeah, like he's just like every time you see him, he's shirtless in slow motion, and this picture he's shirtless with like a towel around his neck. It's very homoerotic.
Yes,
stuff.
that's the thing. He looks like a gay dude's dream.
Yes,
you know
gay
that's the
dude's
thing.
dream. Yes,
like
this guy should be in Kissing Darkness, somewhere.
right.
Oh wow.
Like the sports stuff, catching a football, flipping back his hair, got the towel around the neck.
Yeah.
You want to rub me down later, Jim?
Talks on his phone, like I mean, in the way, like seriously, I can go back to the way he's talking on the phone, like that's straight up like homoerotic
Yeah, I mean,
posing right there.
It seems like a gay guy would be like, yeah. This is my guy.
Maybe that's what the target audience was for Matt. Let's bring the gay guys in subconsciously with
Sure,
this guy.
there you go. Gay guys like horror movies too. Sure.
And this is where I learned that thanks to the subtitles, I wouldn't know it, but subtitles that the songs "If Only" and "Why" were done by Wednesday Week. If you liked what you heard, you can actually go get both those songs off of iTunes right now for 99 cents.
No shit.
Yes, they're both on iTunes.
I know where Aaron's going right after this.
Yeah.
Now, Tokyo Convertible is not, I don't think, on there, but these two are. But "Why" and "If Only" you can get off iTunes.
If Only, I think, was the better song.
So we're cutting to Courtney in the kitchen. She opens the fridge door and gets attacked by a dead chicken, which then begins to ooze blood from its neck stump.
Next stump.
Yeah.
She runs away.
It wasn't even like blood. It was like real dark.
I thought it was blood.
It's like chocolate syrup.
It did look like that.
Or like
It was
motor
supposed to be
oil or
blood,
something.
but it is.
Yeah,
But it's probably made
too dark.
Too dark.
Yeah,
She runs away and comes back with Amy and Jeff. But when she comes back, all they see is just a regular, ready to cook chicken on the floor. Nothing special about it. Again, this was like Amy's drinking more Diet Pepsi in this scene. This is where I had the product placement.
Yeah.
That, everyone's drinking something. Next, we see Courtney relaxing in a bubble bath, and she hears Dice Clay laughing, and we see blood dripping out of the tub's faucet. This turns into blood pouring out of the faucet and bubbling up from the bottom of the tub as well. She screams. Her arms are covered in blood. Dice Clay shreds on his guitar in his smoke-filled dimension, wherever the hell he's at, while blood overflows the tub. Courtney flees the bathroom, closes the door, but blood floods out through the crack in the bottom of the door.
It's a lot.
It
looks pretty cool.
It does. I will say that when it comes out from underneath the door, it looks really
It covers her feet, and she's
Yeah.
like, ah! That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And-
that's probably one of the best. The blood coming out of the tub was like way too bright red.
Yeah.
But the blood coming out through the door was this really
But it
visceral,
looked good.
dark. It looked
good,
really
yeah.
good.
But man, something about the Dice guy, you know, he feels like he looks like Andrew Dice Clay, but he's channeling Little Richard. You know, that's kind of what, because he's just like, it's like, I just want him to say Tutti Frutti and just like jump around some more, but he's just so wacky.
Yeah.
And we talked about his outfit. He's just leather pants, leather coat, but he's
With
got
fringe.
fringe.
Yes, the
so
fringe.
much fringe.
I think he's got fringe going down the pant leg.
Yes!
He's got fringe
Yep.
on his sleeves of his jacket with a super popped collar.
And the
Greaser, the doo-wop greaser hair.
haircut. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Again, why?
I get you, like, I don't understand. Like, he looks more like he would belong in Prom Night 2, Hello, Mary Lou in the 50s. Like, if they want to do a music, why not just do, like, an 80s hair band? Because that was the thing at the time. Why are they doing, like, this weird greaser 50s guy?
I don't understand why this dude is stalking Courtney. Like,
Yeah, that's another thing you
know
never
what I
understand.
mean?
Why
Yeah.
is he after Courtney? Like,
Your music career is over. Ah.
Anyway, she runs to get help from Sally, who's working on writing their hit song. But again, when they get back to the bathroom, there's no blood, just a tub overflowing with water. Courtney starts to have a breakdown, but Sally says it's okay. She's going through some shit too.
Yeah, Sally's like,
This is like breakdown number 1, too.
Yeah.
I mean, or 3.
Yeah,
Three.
it's like
She's
everyone's
had-
realized Courtney's pretty fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
she's gotten some major issues. And Sally's like, hey, I got issues too. Look at this zit.
Yeah.
Exactly. She goes into this whole.
She straight up
rant.
asks her, she's like, I love you, but are you on drugs?
Yeah.
you know, like, and you're not sharing, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Because it seems like you're tripping hard.
Right.
Maybe you just need a guide.
So where was okay? Yeah, Sally's talking about her zit. Courtney kind of looks up at Sally, and we see that Sally now has a giant, grotesque zit on her face, like just ridiculously large.
It's like pulling away from her skin.
Yeah, it looks like something like a sci-fi movie, or something.
I
The
think the
zit,
makeup was terrible, though.
the zit continues to grow, and not only does it grow, it completely mutates Sally's face into like some kind of like radioactive mutant creature from.
Yeah, it's like a Cronenberg.
Yeah,
kind of,
Thank you. But
Like
it's
mutates the face, the jaws contorted, teeth are
not.
out.
It looks
yeah.
like her face is like pulling off to the side.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. It's pretty.
It's
I
pretty
thought it was
cool
pretty
It's
looking.
pretty good looking.
Yeah,
It's
and-
pretty crazy.
And the center is this giant pustuley zit thing,
Yeah.
and it's about the size of a pool ball, I guess.
At least the pool ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, the makeup job is so nearly beyond words, but it's just like epically ridiculous and amazing. You just have to really see it to appreciate it.
And this is kind of where I was like, you mentioned it earlier. I think you kind of get that Nightmare on Elm Street vibe,
Right.
Yes.
You know, because it's just they've already laid the groundwork. You know, like you said earlier, Chris, if she's a little asleep, is she awake, or what's going on with their visions
Right.
and all that stuff. They've laid it so much, and now it's like we're on full on stealing from Nightmare on Elm Street,
Yeah.
basically.
Oh, yeah.
And this is like, didn't this just happen a couple weeks ago, too? What,
We was that? Yeah, it was very recent that we talked about.
Yeah.
Like, it might have been last Slumber Party again.
Oh no, it was Mary Lou.
Oh, Mary Lou
Yeah,
was very,
it was-
yeah,
it
very,
was
very,
Prom Night
much,
too.
very
Mary Lou,
much Nightmare
yeah.
on Elm Street.
Wow.
But again, I think that was just a trend of the '80s. People
Yeah.
latched on to something that was successful. Let's figure out a way to
But
weave
those-
it into our movies.
We did talk about how that director did talk to Clive Barker or
Wes Craven.
Pardon me. My mistake. Wes Craven did talk and had people who later worked or did some work on Nightmare on Elm Street stuff. So you can see how it's at least influenced by the people that were
Yeah.
working. This one is just straight biting.
Yeah.
just gonna straight steal
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, the zit then explodes off her face, squirting like green pus all over
Goop.
Courtney's face. It's
She's getting a money shot of fucking
pus.
zit
Yeah.
juice, dude. Blah. You like that? Blah. I did like that while she's getting money shot in this goo, she goes, blah. Because I can imagine the smell being so bad.
Oh,
'Cause
I didn't think about that.
She
Would be
starts going,
awful.
it's great.
Courtney runs away crying and right into the arms of Matt, who just suddenly pops up on
He
the stairs.
shows up.
He's just there now, and she's like, she's telling him Sally's dead. She's dead, and so
And he is super Mr. Sensitive. Like, he is taking control of her now. Like,
yeah.
I got you, baby. It's all good. It's okay. Matt's here.
All three of the boys then go into the bathroom to check it out. And they find nothing. TJ starts getting pissed off that Courtney is ruining his weekend. And I got the audio clip. This is the only like
Ruined my
actual
buzz,
dialogue, audio clip of dialogue that I got for this one. But this is the guys in the bathroom talking about Courtney and their weekend. So here we go.
What's going on here? What is this, a joke? TJ, you didn't give her any of your drugs, did you?
I think your sweetheart's been taking too many diet pills. Hey, she's ruining my weekend.
Hey, shut up, man. This whole thing is Sheila's fault. I mean, she's the one that opened the champagne and who knows what else.
See, you're just getting uptight again.
You're uptight.
Smoke your head. Courtney should just go see a shrink if she can't loosen up.
Would you guys chill out, please?
God.
Smoke your head. I think he says that more than once.
So
Smoke your head.
yeah, that's exactly what I want to talk about. Smoke your head. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell does that even mean? I don't think he said more than once, but what's that fucking even mean? Like, we all grew up in the '80s and never have I ever heard somebody say, smoke your head. And like, and it kind of reminds me of what we were talking about in Bloodhook.
Yeah.
Where like people making up things they're trying to get like full of chowder, man.
Yeah, I'm
and,
full of chowder.
yeah,
Full
like
of
smoke
chowder.
your head. Like, it's like
Dude, this hippie music's making me full of chowder.
makes me feel like I'm full of chowder.
Oh, what?
Calm down there, Mr. Green Jeans. Like, I almost made Eric spit his beer up under the mic on that one.
Because I forgot about that. That was the weirdest one. Chill out, Mr. Green Jeans. That doesn't make any sense.
No. But near to smoke your head. I don't get it, but it's fucking, it's whatever.
Experimental slang in the 80s. Some took, some did not.
Right.
Just throwing shit at the wall and see what's stuck. So the boys head back downstairs and join all the girls in the kitchen. Courtney's like, I'm not crazy. I know what I saw. I'm not crazy. I heard him laughing. He's somewhere in this house. But now they notice that Sally's missing. So Matt tells Courtney to go lay down while he goes and calls the cops. And that's when they hear the trash compactor suddenly going. Someone says, hey, who turned that on? Amy says, I think it was on when we came in. Jeff says, oh, it's probably just some old bones, which this causes Courtney then to just faint. Courtney has like a real fainting problem. Like she just faints at the weirdest shit. Water apparently makes her faint. Old bones apparently make her faint. She's just
Old bones.
old bones.
Knuckle bones.
We cut to two cops, Officer Kruger and Officer Voorhees.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, real subtle at the house.
This isn't the first time we've run into that, though.
No, it's not.
It's just such a fucking punch in the face. You know? It's like, don't you wish you're watching one of these two movies? Bam!
Yeah. Yes.
It's not the first time we've had like cops named Kruger or
No.
Voorhees or something. I forget what movie it was, but we've seen it before.
Oh, we also did Night of Something Strange when they named like Jason,
Right.
Freddy,
Yes.
Christine,
Yeah.
Carrie. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it. Now, we didn't mention this on the podcast, but there was the character Brooklyn, who was the black guy. Was that any reference to Vampire in Brooklyn?
That's a stretch.
That's a stretch, but
But
maybe.
that's all I got.
That's all I got. I don't know. That wouldn't he just be named like Eddie then, or Murphy or something?
Eddie
like
Murphy.
or just
They
Murphy.
just call him Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. There's more than one of us, man. Anyway, so the two cops are there questioning Courtney's story about seeing Sally's face explode and that she thinks Sally's in the trash compactor. But then Sally comes in through the front door.
He's like, you think she's in the trash compactor, but you're too afraid to open it. Wouldn't, as a police officer, that be the first thing you did? I mean, wouldn't you open the trash compactor?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Instead
he's
of
sitting
busting their balls.
right? Sitting there busting their balls about it and not like actually investigating.
You know, that's a good point. I kind of let that. I didn't really think too hard on that, but that's a really good point.
Great point.
That's a great
These
point.
guys are just dick cops.
right.
They're
Yes.
and horrible cops because they come back later or in a way and they're just horrible cops. They're just awful. Anyway, Sally walks in the door. She demands to know where she was because everybody was worried. Sally says she went to the store to get some more Oxy-10, some more product placement there, there, where she met this outrageously hot guy who was such a babe. And then Kruger gets pissed off at the girls for wasting their time, and they leave for Denny's. More product placement.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow. Yeah. That's true.
Denny's is holding our
Our
booth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're lazy fucking cops too. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not even doing your job.
No.
You're just gonna go sit at Denny's. Okay.
Did they ever open the trash compactor?
No.
And find out what was
it,
in there?
No, it never gets opened in the movie.
Fuck.
The group... So hearing that the cops are going to Denny's, the group says, hey, we're hungry too. Let's go eat as well. So they all leave, but Matt and Courtney decide to stay behind.
No. Matt says, I think we're just gonna stay here.
Well,
As he's
yeah, they-
cuddling with her,
Because he's like,
being the supportive boyfriend.
yeah, I've got to get in this puss before it goes too crazy to handle.
Like, she's vulnerable now. This is my time to
This is my
strike.
oldie shot.
Yeah, why don't you get the fuck out of here?
He surprises her with a birthday cake, and they have their sweet 16 moment. You know,
It was very 16
it's
candles.
exactly what it is.
Very.
16 candles.
Very 16
or
candles,
16
yeah.
candles. That's what it is. Thank you.
Except I was like, wow, there's a lot of candles. That's way more
Exactly,
than
and
17.
and they're both sitting across from each other on the bed.
Yeah, they're on
On
the
the
bed.
bed.
Cake
Yeah.
in the middle. It's
Yeah.
exactly from
Yeah.
That is a
16
fire.
candles.
That is a fire hazard.
It really was. That was bad.
God, we are getting old. That sure is not safe. I hope they have an extinguisher nearby.
So Courtney starts crying again about everything. Then they end up talking about the events from the first movie. Turns out the Cravens were good friends with Matt's parents, and he knows that she and her sister helped kill the murderer from the first movie. They start to kiss and make out.
And which one were the
Now,
Cravens?
When Matt refers to the Cravens, he's talking about the family from the first movie that gets killed. Again, the problem with that is they weren't named the Cravens in the first movie. They were named the Devereaux. And so they're just changing names, changing ages. There's, again, Craven and Kruger and voices. How many other references can we just cram in here for no reason? And the fact that they're changing now the backstory, the lore of the movie this is actually supposed to be based on.
Right.
It's really fucking weird.
Who were they? Who was this family?
All right, I think the family was... Okay, you had Valerie...
Because this never comes back.
No, it never
in this
does.
movie.
It doesn't. But the family in the first, the Devereaux, I believe, were Valerie and Courtney lived like across the street,
right?
And
yes.
Valerie wasn't even originally invited to Slumber Party.
Because
She
she was
like
the new kid or something
like that.
And they didn't
think,
like her.
Yeah, I think. And then the main girl that was hosting Slumber Party was named Trish, I believe. I think it was Trish Devereaux. She was the one hosting the party at her house.
But her parents were gone for the weekend. Her parents weren't even there.
Yeah, but you're right.
Because I turned around and watched the first one after I watched this one.
Okay, then maybe
way
it's
better.
It is way better. I wanted to do that too, but I didn't have to. So I guess they're talking about Trish Devereaux being killed, and that Matt's parents are friends with Trish's parents.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the connection. That would make sense. But again, they're changing the names, which makes it even more confusing if you are trying to follow how this connects to the first movie.
If you're wasting your life like we are and trying to figure this shit out.
Well, I figured Marshall could clear that up for me.
So anyway, we cut to the others returning home from their meal or whatever, and they start immediately having a jam. I don't know if they're drunk or not, but they walk in and immediately start like just.
They walk in like they're drunk, don't they?
Sort of. They're just like or excited.
They're fucked up.
There's something wrong, but they start wailing away on the
They're
instruments
having
and
the worst jam session.
Horrible jam session.
Please don't play that one.
I'm not.
Thank God.
Well, Courtney and Matt are awkwardly making out on their bed upstairs.
Oh yeah. Do I talk about like the most disturbingly bizarre makeout scene, like touching face and just a
Maybe he is gay.
Maybe he's
because
he's like
he did not look into it.
He did not. He didn't. No.
He did not look into it.
That's a really good point, Chris. I think you're onto something there. He's like, ew.
And Courtney's just
like that. I was like,
and Courtney's not like giving anything back. She's just kind of laying there and letting it happen. It's like
he's like super Mr. Sensitive and like you know.
he's just like, oh God, I can't be gay. Come on. It was the 80s. It was harder to come out then.
It's like he's pulling that it's like the lawnmower. Just got to keep pulling that ripcord. Like, come on, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. Why won't this start up? I'm not gay.
What gets me hard? Football, players' butts.
No.
Oh no!
Slow motion, shirtless running. Oh no! So she starts to tell Matt. She's like, Matt, I've never. And then she gets cut off by a vision of the killer saying, "Gone all the way." And then he starts playing a riff on his guitar. And then suddenly the giant drill bit comes boring through Matt's chest. Dice Clay stands up playing his drill guitar. Blood's flying around from the spinning drill tip.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
So how long did we say this movie was?
So like an hour and
15.
That's if you watch
minutes.
the entire credits. So it's about an hour and 12 minutes. Because you
maybe less. Yeah.
And right now we're the last 25 minutes of this.
Not
movie.
even 25 minutes.
It's
Last
like,
20 minutes of the movie.
Something like that. Yeah.
This is when finally
we get a kill.
Shit starts to happen.
Yeah.
Shit starts to happen. Basically, an hour after watching a goddamn movie, like montage and music videos.
Right. Thank you. Okay.
Courtney yells out, "You're a dream!" And then Dice Clay picks up Matt's now bloody severed arm.
Just rips his arm off.
What? How'd that get cut off? But it is.
Rips off. Does this look like a dream?
Yeah, but I didn't say he ripped it off. It looked like he just like it was already severed off. He just picks it
Well, the
up.
funny thing is, yes, it does look like a dream because we've been seeing dream sequences of this type of shit over and over and over and over again for the last hour.
Everything in this movie's been a dream.
Yes, it looks like a dream, you asshole.
So, that's a great point. I'm like, how the hell did Matt's arm get severed off? That's a complete mystery. He throws Matt's arm aside. It lands on the birthday cake.
I did like it splatting.
On the cake. She runs out of the room screaming, runs downstairs. All the others freak out when they see her come downstairs covered in blood, screaming. The killer leaps down the stairs, scaring everybody. TJ grabs the guitar he was had and yells to Dice Clay to back off, and then he swings at him. But his swing is so fucking terrible looking.
And clumsy.
It's the clumsiest, worst swing I've ever seen. TJ misses.
I mean, those guitars are heavy.
Right, but still.
But he swings it and falls over.
Yeah, and he swings him like if he falls over from his own swing.
He loses his balance and falls over.
Yeah, he misses, and next thing you know, he's on the floor. DC, Dice Clay tries to stab TJ with the drill, but misses.
It gets in the leg, right?
No, not yet. No, he completely misses because TJ rolls out.
Yeah,
like
he
he
tries
goes
to,
like his head or his chest.
Yeah, he
TJ
rolls out of the way.
Right.
Jeff runs up and like shoves like this long floor lamp into the killer, kind of like
The
pushes him
same
away.
lamp. The same lamp she was humping.
It is,
earlier.
yeah, it's the hump lamp.
The hump lamp.
The hump lamp.
Hump lamp.
The hump lamp's a hero.
Then Sheila runs over to help TJ up, who now mysteriously has his
Yeah.
leg all sliced up.
We never saw.
Exactly. That's what I was getting at. That you never see the leg get sliced up because you clearly see the drill go for like his head or chest.
He rolls out of the way.
Clearly rolls out of the way, but then it cuts back to him. His leg's all shredded up.
Yeah, so
like what?
So this is when, Andrew Dice Clay / Tutti Frutti has now materialized.
Yes.
And everyone sees him, and everyone's screaming, and everyone's fighting him, and he's slashing people. So now he just materialized out of thin air.
We're gonna have a big talk about this at the end of this.
Okay.
We're
We're just gonna go through it. We'll come back to it. All right.
Sheila and TJ, they go for the front door. Jeff, Amy, and Courtney run to the kitchen to try to call the cops, while poor Sally gets stuck behind her drum
Poor
set.
Sally gets fucked over by her fucking horrible friends.
Yeah, they like, all just left her. She's stuck behind her drum set, like in the corner of this wall, like in the room. And then the killer's backing her up further. She is able to kind of weasel out of the corner, but this dum-dum runs right into another corner. And you literally, if you watch the scene, like watch the background behind her, she literally runs right across an open doorway that would take her out of the room, but she passes that and runs directly into a corner.
It's a huge opening, too. It's
It
like
is.
an archway doorway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she chooses to run into the corner.
Of course.
And she stands there. The killer approaches Sally, who's standing there screaming. We cut to the other side of the wall, where we see the others are trying to call the cops for help.
They can literally reach around, grab her, and pull her across.
Which makes it even worse, because when you see her run across, you don't see what's in the... But they kind of... it's the kitchen where Amy, Jeff, and
three of their friends.
of them are all in there on the phone.
Right.
She could just run right in. They could have grabbed her. Nope.
Right.
Nope.
And then they're not even trying to help her.
No.
They're on the phone, like they're
Yep.
trying to call the police again, and like not even trying to grab her or bring her in there.
Nothing.
Nothing. They leave her to die.
Great friends.
Because that's when we see the bloody drill bit come boring through the wall and the phone, destroys the phone, and you see it's all covered in blood.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of, you never really see Sally die. You just see that that you get
But
the impression it went through her.
you
and
know
it went
she
through
got-
because
she
it's
got
all
it.
bloody when it comes through the wall. Outside, Sheila and TJ are making a break for, or at least trying to.
Yeah, he's limping real bad.
They try to flag down a passing car, but it ignores him and keeps driving.
Dude, that would
away.
be me. I'd be like, nope, don't need that.
Fucking teenagers, kids. I'm too old for this shit.
I'm a nurse. I'm like, I could probably help him, but I don't need that shit on my plate, man. Fuck that.
We cut to Jeff, Amy, and Courtney, who are now outside as well. They just teleport out of the house. Jeff wants to know where this guy came from. Courtney says that she dreamt about him, and then he was just there killing Matt.
Sure.
That's the only explanation we ever get. And we're going to talk more about this, I'm sure, at the end. So Amy suggests they run for the car, but they realize the keys are back on the kitchen table. So they head back to the house, which is all dark now, even though all the lights were on when they left the house, but now it's completely dark. Jeff gets the keys, but instead of leaving to go back to the car, he starts calling out for Sally.
Now.
Yeah.
After you saw a bloody drill come smash into the wall and hearing her scream and then stop screaming, now you're going to look for her.
Right.
And calling out, like, giving away your position. Sally's dead body falls into view, landing in front of them on the floor. They get to the front door, make a mad dash for the car. They pile in, they drive off. After a few moments of driving, they think they're safe and getting away. And that's when Dice Clay sits up in the back seat. And for some reason, he's now wearing a rose behind his ear, which made zero sense to me. I don't know why he's wearing a fucking ear.
He's a romantic.
Rose. He says this is dedicated to the one I love.
See?
Yep.
Romance.
Then he then drills through the driver's seat, through Jeff's chest, while flicking his tongue at Courtney. The car, Jeff is, even though he's completely shredded now and dead, but he does manage to bring the car to a nice, gentle stop.
He does have the wherewithal to apply the brake and put it into park.
He does. Just so the girls can pile out of the car, get out and run.
Isn't that your first thought when you're trying to escape a murderous killer? To look in the fucking back seat of your car. Nope. They all pile up in the front seat.
Yeah.
That's 3 people, 3 deep. Someone's getting in the back.
Yeah,
man.
someone's getting in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know, 2 girls.
Still, I get it, but I still think somebody's getting in that back seat. Because it's faster. Because third person has to wait then for the first person to get into the seat, and then the other one get in. It's faster if everybody goes in their own door.
But was it a 4-door?
It was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was a 4-door.
It was a 4-door.
I don't know.
But I liked how all the girls were like, lock the doors, but the windows are obviously down. Really?
So the girls get out, and instead of running to a nearby house for help, they run back to their house.
It's just that Courtney, too, gave like a dirty look to the killer. Like, asshole. You know? Like, what? And he flicks, yeah.
You're ruining my weekend.
We jump to Sheila and TJ still struggling to get away. The 2 of them make it to another house. They bang on the door, but no one hears them, or like the cranked up classical music that's blaring from inside the house.
That's my style, rocking. I'm old now.
The killer pops up. They try to run, but Dice Clay slashes Sheila across the arm with the drill, then kills TJ by drilling him through the stomach and playing guitar riffs at the same time as smoke rises up behind him. And this is where I had my rant. Like, where the fuck does all the smoke come from? Because, like, every other shot we've seen, it's perfectly clear. There's no fog. There's no mist. And it goes, like, these people are in the same vicinity. You see Sheila, perfectly clear night. You see TJ, perfectly clear night. Cuts to the killer, smoke billowing behind him.
He just manifests smoke, man.
So I'm like, this killer, seriously, either he's carrying around his own personal smoke machine, or that maybe it was part of like his rider contract that he also always has to have. Like, his rider, I have to smoke. Or maybe he even has like an Austrian groupie or road that just follows him around with his fog machine everywhere he goes.
Did you say Austrian groupie?
Off-screen.
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 I thought you said Austrian
Yeah,
groupie.
Austrian groupie.
That is very specific.
Well, those Austrian groupies are famous for their smoke work.
I was going to say, we were going to ask you to explain.
Anyway, TJ drops dead. The killer goes after Sheila, and the home owner finally opens the front door, looks out, sees nothing, goes back inside.
Damn kids.
Yeah.
Amen, brother.
He's even listed in the credits
as
Mr.
Damn Kids. We go back to Courtney and Amy, who have barricaded themselves in a room. They call the cops, but they just so happens that Officer Kruger picks up on the other end, who yells at them for calling, saying he's sick of their pranks and not to call back on them, not to ever call back, and he hangs up on them.
He already must have had his grand slam
breakfast.
And...
Moves his mooms over my hammy or something like that.
Oh man, that sounds good.
It does sound good. They decide to just stay put till morning and wait it out. And then Courtney thinks she hears something and turns off the light. We cut to a bloody Sheila back in the house and stumbling up the stairs. She makes it up there. It cuts to the killer at the bottom of the stairs. He looks right in the camera, says, it's time for the fun part. He then takes a swig of champagne, tosses the bottle aside, flips a light switch.
Yeah.
And when he does, this red and green lights come on, fill the place in red and green light. Music begins to play, and the whole movie now turns into a musical dance number, music video to a song called Let's Buzz by John Luke Logan. Seriously, Dice Clay does a full song and dance routine downstairs while Sheila is desperately trying to get into the room where the other two are hiding. Yeah. And we're gonna play the clip of this of Let's Buzz.
Dude, it's something.
It is definitely something.
I love to jam it to the floor, let me twice pipes roar. Well, I'm an inch off the ground, the speakers all around, baby. Baby, do you like my sound? Let's buzz. Let's buzz. I got a rather large amount in a Swiss bank account. I got a penthouse at the Ritz.
out there.
Let's buzz. Let's buzz. Well, let's buzz. Oh, why? Let's buzz. You say why? I say because let's buzz. Whenever you say why, I say because let's buzz.
I need a beer. I need a new beer for what's about to, because this shit gets fucking.
Let's
raised.
buzz. Now, I got a question. The buzz. I mean, I'm trying to tie this in any way, shape, or form to the actual killer driller that we have on our hands. Is it reference to the buzz pot? I mean, they don't really buzz. They more were. But I mean, do you guys any chance at the connection? That's the buzz
of
part
drill?
of the drill.
I guess
maybe, but even then, I just don't know. But
like, that's the only thing I can think of.
I think I'm more at this point.
At this point, Chris is out.
As bad as that song was, why in the fuck are you gonna let your friend sit out there in the hallway and just get murdered
forever?
You're telling me you couldn't move that itty bitty drawer that you could barely even.
We have a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack. So
Sorry,
first of all,
during this scene,
during the scene, I played the full 2 minutes on the clip because it's insane. And you guys are gonna suffer through it like we did. That is uncut. That's the entire scene from the movie. And just imagine that entire 2 minute and 18-second clip is an entire music number. The killer is dancing around the living room. He's not going after Sheila right away.
No.
He's dancing.
Dancing very well, honestly.
Doing spins and dances and jumps.
Like breakdance moves?
Yeah, it's full on dance routine, dance number here.
And the entire time, Sheila is outside the door.
Banging on the
trying
door.
to get in.
She's
for 2 minutes.
She's screaming in fear for 2 minutes. I gotta say, this might be the best acting job in the whole movie, because this girl has to act afraid for her life and hold on to that feeling while this ass clown is dancing around singing rockabilly music
with
and
his tassels flipping around,
with his fringe and all this shit, and she has to act afraid of this guy, and it's not scary at all.
No.
And I gotta say, this girl deserves a fucking Academy Award for portraying fear in this moment. So,
you have a point.
Dice, like I said, it's 2 minutes. She's out in the hallway screaming for help. Courtney and Amy are on the other side of the door. They really don't do much. They're like, "Oh, we should try to help her," but they apparently can't move this.
Dude, I think they even say, the killer's out there.
Yeah.
They're just like, "Fuck her."
They get it halfway moved, and then Courtney's like, "He's out there."
Yep.
And then they move it back.
Are you serious?
These are awful friends. Awful friends.
It'd be like Marshall on one side and Chris like, "Help, oh God!" We're like, "Wait, killer might be out there."
Sorry, Chris.
Sorry, buddy.
Sorry.
Well, at that point, at least I'm going to take one of those shitty paintings off the wall and try throwing it at him or something. Is that the only room in the house?
Apparently.
No shit.
Apparently, it's the condo is a living room, a kitchen, and one bedroom, apparently.
Right.
That's it. So Dice Clay finally kills Sheila, then turns his attention to the barricade door. He starts drilling through the door. Courtney and Amy stand there for a moment on the other side screaming. Then they just go out a sliding glass door and leave. Yeah. I'm like, wait, what? You're telling me they could have left at any time?
This asshole's been dancing around for 2 minutes.
And they're just, what the blue hell are they just sitting there for? They could have left at any moment to go get help.
It was a window, right? Because
it was like a balcony.
They start jumping around rooftops and shit. They're fucking Batman.
Yeah,
that's my next note. They start running on rooftops like Batman. That's exactly what I wrote. So Driller Dice Clay breaks through the door right after the girls leave. And like I said, oh, by the way, he had time to clean off his drill because he kills Sheila. It's all bloody. And the way he goes to the door, perfectly clean.
That happens a lot.
The way he drills through that door, Sheila probably could have just fucking pushed her way through it because it's so fucking thin.
It's not a big dresser that's blocking the door either. Not a very big dresser.
And it breaks to pieces as soon as the drill hits it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm so pissed.
So as Chris just said, they're running along rooftops like Batman at this point. while George Dice Clay plays guitar riffs and smokes on a rooftop.
Yeah,
he's not even going after him. He's riffing on his guitar. He's
Ultimate slap in the
he's
face.
having a performance. He's
I'm never gonna
performing.
chase your bitch asses.
As
I'm
he
just gonna
smokes a
sit up here,
cigarette,
cigarette.
and more billowing smoke
Yeah.
flows around him.
The girls make it back down to the street, and they run off some more. They turn a corner and they run right into Dice Clay, who slashes at Amy, cutting her across her
Yeah,
face.
he just teleports now.
He
Now he's a
teleports.
teleporter.
Yep.
And when he slashes across the face, he says, "What? I can't get no
Satisfaction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. I think all
Yeah,
his lines.
Chris is on it,
Most
man.
of his lines, if all,
And,
not all of them, are,
dude,
are some kind of song lyric.
Good on you, Chris, because that for
Well,
me.
during the buzz, whatever I looked up, dedicated to one I love.
Yeah.
Old Linda Ronstadt too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Linda
Which
Ronstadt.
is where the rose probably comes into play.
Oh,
yeah,
that would make okay.
Sorry.
No, that makes sense then, because I was not thinking decade. I was thinking the what's the song? This one goes out to the one I love. Was it REM or something or this
That's
one?
REM,
Yeah.
yeah.
that's the one I was thinking. That would have been probably after this.
that was
but-
like mid early 90s.
Yeah, but that's the song that popped in my head at first, not dedicated to the one. So that's what that makes sense with the rose then.
because
what
we're
I
all
just
huge Linda Ronstadt fans
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
That's what I
Exactly.
just said, but okay.
I was giving you credit for what you said. I wasn't trying to.
I'm just busting your balls, Marshall. Let's move on.
So Amy gets slashed across the face, but she and Courtney easily run away. Easily.
Yeah.
Because Joe Dice Clay, rather than go after him, decides to stand there, spout some more one-liners, laughing and posing,
pose.
and then instead of chasing after him. He's literally posing in a spotlight.
Yes.
There's a literal spotlight on the ground pointing up at him. He's in the spotlight.
Casting a big shadow.
And he's in there posing and like riffing on his guitar and laughing while he lets the girls run away. When he finally does decide to go after him, he dances his way after them too.
yeah.
He
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
just walk, run, or teleport. He dances his way after them.
It doesn't really matter because these dumb girls just run in circles through a construction site.
They do.
Most of the
That
time.
God,
yeah,
you're
they're
right.
coming up. Yeah, they run in circles. They go into one of the under construction homes. Amy gets. I fucking hate this so much.
Yeah.
She gets quote unquote stuck trying to squeeze through a wall, like it's a wall frame. It's under construction, so just like the 2x4s or whatever.
Yeah.
While Dice Clay slashes her across the back. But what's so bullshit about this that makes me so angry is that there's no way she should have been quote unquote stuck in the first place, because this opening she gets stuck in is roughly the size of an open door.
Yeah.
Like
Close to it.
even my fat ass would be able to would have no problem making it through that opening. But this skinny Playboy Playmate model that apparently can't make it through like a 4-foot wide
My
opening
tits are
or
too
maybe
big,
5-foot opening.
And she's just like watching him come at her.
She basically she's literally standing there
Yeah.
waiting for him to hit her.
fuck are you
It's
doing?
like that scene from last Slumber Party where we talked about how the killer was at the bottom of the ladder, like he's
Yes.
like waiting,
Yes.
like they started rolling the
Yes.
camera too soon. And it's like,
Oh,
oh yeah, now I get it.
No.
It's basically the exact same thing that's happening here. So the girls are chased all throughout this construction site while the least scary music plays in the background.
Oh, god damn! The music that plays. God, I hate you now for bringing that up, because I was watching this and just like, this is stupid. This is stupid. It's like goofy rockabilly. It's like,
Yeah, it's all rockabilly.
I'm pretty sure, Sarah was
horrible.
like, more fucking rockabilly, huh?
Yeah, it's all rockabilly.
You don't have it, do you?
No, I
Thank
didn't have
God,
this. I didn't do that.
because it's like,
It's like 10 minutes of this music.
and it's corny.
It's so bad.
It's corny.
so
Right.
bad.
It's corny.
It takes away all of the like scary
Any
elements of
suspense,
it ever.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's not.
you
Scary.
might as well be listening to like the fucking Looney Tunes theme or something at this point.
It's yes. It's
Yeah.
it's corny. Yeah.
So the girls end up on the second floor of this construction site where they decide to take a breather, which turns out to be okay. They're safe because our driller Dice Clay also decides to stop for a smoke break as well.
Of course, yeah.
So they're all just stopping to catch him. He's having a smoke. They're hiding. And of course, there's more smoke swirling around Dice Clay as he's staying there doing nothing. Blood drips down on him, giving away the girl's hiding spot. So he drills up through the floor, almost getting the girls. They run again. He dances some more as he goes off after them. As the girls run away, for some reason, Amy now just decides to drop and roll out a window. I mean, that's
Pretty
what it looks
much
like.
what happens.
Because she's clearly running. She's fine. And then
She trips a little.
She doesn't even trip. She's like, she just decides I'm going to fall out this window.
She like trips a little, but then she's like,
looks like
and
she
here we
tripped.
go. You know, but it's like she over dramatizes it so much that it does look like she's just like, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done. Like, I'm just going out this window.
Don't let go, Courtney.
Yeah. You really don't see her trip or fall. And she's just running, dives out a window, and hangs on the edge, crying and begging Courtney to help her. Don't let go. Don't let go.
Because Courtney's got, what is she, 115 pounds? Tiny little hands holding on to something. Like, there's no way this gal can hold her up. And I'm like, God, that's who you got to rely on? Oh, shit, fuck. You're fucked, girl.
Dice Clay comes up, swipes at Courtney with his drill, forcing her to let go of Amy. Amy falls all of 2 floors to her death, which is fucking lame because she falls from a 2nd floor window. Yeah, and it's not even a full window. It's basically because the window would be on the wall, which isn't even there. So basically,
it's a short drop.
It's a very short drop.
She could be pretty fucked up.
I'm not saying she wouldn't be hurt.
But,
might have an injured leg. The wind knocked out of her, sure. But I do not think this would kill anybody at all.
No, I mean, it's pretty bad. It's like...
this is probably the equivalent of, like...
Going back to Batman.
Kurt Angle doing a moonsault. Kurt Angle doing a moonsault off a top of steel cage is a further fall than what Amy just fell off of.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, perfect.
And and they do it all the time. Mankind going off the Hell in a Cell on the table,
right.
That's a bigger fall than what Amy just took.
Damn, that's true. That was a good bump.
That was. Anyway, so it's a lame death. Dice Clay stands there looking down at dead Amy and yells out, "Let it rock, your soul!" But I only got that because of the subtitles, because it sounds like he's saying, "Leroy!" I was like, God, it can't be Leroy Jenkins. Is that where Leroy Jenkins came from?
Maybe.
But I was like, because it really legitimately sounds like he's yelling out, "Leroy Jenkins!" So, more chase scenes of Courtney running through the construction site. Again, she decides to stop. She has flashbacks of all the death scenes we've seen in the movie so far. And we see Dice Clay just hanging out behind her, like just chilling back there watching her. She turns around, sees him. He starts snapping his fingers and like speaking to her. He's not like singing, but it's not really, it's a speak. Courtney runs off again. The rockabilly music just keeps going and going. Keeps going on playing. It can't stop. It won't stop till it's through. It just refuses to stop. Will not stop.
Can't stop
till it's through. Courtney ends up back on the rooftops again. Here she finds like a welder's torch or something.
Yeah.
Driller Dice Clay magically appears standing above her on something, saying, "Come on, baby, light my fire."
Doors lyric.
Yep. She says, "You bet I will." Lights up the welding torch, raises it up, and sets them on fire. Dice Clay goes up in a great ball of fire, falls over the edge of the roof. It's this roof is the exact same section of building that Amy fell from.
Yes,
the exact same.
He's a little higher up.
He's a little higher. He's 1 floor up higher, but it's the exact same area.
How about them fucking crazy eyes though that Courtney has when she like
she does
lights
she goes,
him up.
she goes full crazy eyes. You're right.
Shit.
You're right. She does. And honestly,
finally some fucking emotion other than crying.
The stuntman. It's a stuntman because he's in a full body burn.
Yeah.
You see his arms waving as he's falling down. Again, that's some fucking balls.
It
man.
is, but I feel bad because like the way he falls, like, oh god, he's gonna break his legs because he doesn't fall like horizontally on his back. Like again, like we'll go back to wrestling. Like when wrestlers take a bump, you fall on your back to spread the weight out.
You usually fall head first, and
And
before
you
you
kind of
hit,
flip.
you turn, and so your body
He's falling
hits.
like feet first, straight down.
he's-
He's falling like a T.
Yes.
He's like a T. His arms are out to his side, and his legs are straight down. I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna break his legs.
Yeah, and they never show him hit or
They
anything.
never show him hit. Obviously, there's a pad there, but like that's a horrible
That
fall.
looks bad.
Yeah, like he didn't get a good jump or fall or
Right,
something when he
right.
went off. All right, so he falls off the roof on fire. We crossfade to the sun rising up over the mountains. We cut to Courtney wrapped up in a blanket as EMTs remove Amy's dead body on a gurney. Courtney stops and pulls the sheet back, pets Amy's head.
So she's standing there all by herself.
All by herself.
Not being talked to by police or interviewed. Nothing.
Nothing.
And the EMTs are just gonna allow
like,
her to
hold
stop them.
on,
so she can see the
EMTs.
body. What? No.
They're like, lady, what are you doing?
Right.
We got
Bitch,
shit to
get the
do.
fuck
Like,
out of the way.
I get that. There probably is some protocol where they can't, but at the same time, like we see it a lot in movies where
do,
like
yeah,
close ones or
yeah.
loved ones always are able to kind of like get one last look at their friend or loved one. So I didn't. This is one thing I kind of actually let this go, and it was just weird for me because I don't.
You don't let anything go.
No, but that one I was like, whatever. We see all so. Anyway, so she's petting Amy's head, and then Amy's eyes pop open, and she starts laughing like Andrew Dice, like Dice Clay, and it's his voice and laughter we hear coming through her mouth. Then we cut to Courtney asleep in a bed with Matt sleeping next to her. She wakes up all startled.
And I'm like, motherfucker!
Fucker! Yep. Right back to this last slumber party all over again.
I'm like, it's a goddamn dream. Fuck!
She wakes up startled, like I said, and then she's like, oh, it's just a dream. There's Matt. Okay. She rolls over, starts kissing Matt to wake him, like, hey, let's bone or something now. And so she's kissing Matt, and Matt once again turns into Driller Dice Clay.
Yeah, because you see his hand behind his head, but he pulls his hand out. He's got the leather glove
The
on.
fingerless leather gloves.
Yeah. Sweet.
Courtney screams. The camera zooms in on her mouth, like almost goes like down her throat, and then it zooms out of her mouth, and we see Courtney waking up again, screaming in a cell in an insane asylum.
What?
What? What?
God damn it!
Right.
The camera moves around all weird, gives us like this weird crazy, like, oh, it's crazy, while she continues to scream, and then we get a wide shot of her weird cell, which is a really weird shape.
Yeah, it's like
she's like
German
in the-
expressionism, kind of like architecture
It's
and
like
stuff.
she's in the corner, like the building is an A-frame, and she's in that weird corner where she's got like the slanted part of the
But
roof.
it's like a cattywampus. It's
Well, that's
like
just a
skew.
camera angle, yeah.
You know, it's all weird, and you know, it's like German expressionism type film technique that they used back in the 30s.
And she's got, it's weird. She's caught up on her
Piss
bed
stains all over the bed
screaming.
and shit.
There's like one cruddy like steel chair in the room with her. And as we get that wide shot, the giant drill tip comes ripping up through the floorboard. Going,
As you hear Dice laughing.
yeah, as we hear Dice blackout roll credits, as we hear Driller Dice Clay laughing, and that shitty Let's Buzz Rockabilly song starts to play again. Roll credits. That's the fucking Slumber Party Massacre 2. Holy fuck!
What the fuck?
We got a lot to unpack on this one. Like, before we go on to favorite kills, you brought it up. Like, where's? Let's talk about this killer.
Yeah.
We've already the killer we've already established is fucking ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
But the worst thing about it is like it's never explained, and probably doesn't have to be, because if it was all a dream, it doesn't matter. But how the fuck does he come into being?
Yeah.
Like, he starts off as a dream in the dream world. I get Freddy Krueger, fine.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden he's manifested into reality and starts killing
So I got
people.
I got a bit of a plot. All right, and this is the only thing that I can figure. So Courtney Bates, who survived the events of the first film as an adolescent, is now a senior in high school who is plagued by night terrors stemming from the event.
Night terrors.
In her nightmares, she is recurrently confronted by the killer, now reincarnated as a greaser armed with a guitar fashioned with a massive drill bit on the neck.
So they're saying this could possibly be Russ Thorne from the first one, reincarnated as a fucking doo-wop greaser.
But the problem is when you get reincarnated, you normally get reincarnated from something from present day time or the future.
Right.
Like you don't if we die, we don't get reincarnated as I don't know. We wouldn't go back in time and become a 50s greaser.
Right.
You know, we don't become John Travolta from Grease or something like that. We would become something.
Thank God.
We would become like, okay, I hate to say, but a boy band guy. If we're trying to keep this musical thing, like we would be like.
So they would be like Boy George. He'd come back as like
Boy
George or George Michael.
Yeah,
or,
something.
Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't, why rockabilly? Like it doesn't make any sense. Like I don't understand how. Like Freddy, okay, Dream World kills fine. Freddy, they did, you know, that's classic. They did a good job of explaining. He killed in the Dream World, and they died in real life, fine. But Freddy, I think in some movies they did pull him into the real world
they
and
did.
kill him. But they explain how they
because
did it.
they'd either physically hold on to him and then wake up,
And pull him out.
or there was some other ways that
But
they
they
did that
had to
too,
do it.
yeah.
But this guy just like he's in a dream and now he's reality.
And now he's
Right.
just poof,
He's just
he's
real.
there.
Yeah.
Makes no fucking sense.
You know what would have been better? Because they talked about it's like they were saying if we go all the way, like as soon as Matt busts a nut,
Pops that cherry.
If he's like, you go all the way. Here he comes. He's there.
Right.
Hey.
But
that would have been better. But I wish they would have just. Because they even say it earlier. Don't go all the way.
Right.
Don't
and that
go all
never
the way.
really comes back.
No,
either.
it doesn't. So
she never has sex in the movie.
Yeah, because all they do is uncomfortably make out, and then all of a sudden he appears.
And again, it would kind of make sense. Like,
Yeah,
it would be a better introduction to the character, but at the same time, it doesn't make any sense because it
doesn't.
Because it's not like the first movie they cure anything to do with sex. Like, it's not like Valerie died after getting banged in the first movie, or she survived. So this whole "don't go all the way" thing, don't have sex, has no bearing on this movie or at all. Like, why is like astral projection Valerie telling younger sister don't have sex? Like, and because it's not like she does have sex and the guy materializes from that, which that would somewhat link that warning to him as being, but that never happened.
I just wish they would have at least done that.
Yeah,
I just wish he'd be like, yeah.
Here's my weird ass theory that I think it's 100% far fetched.
Okay,
but here's the only thing I could think of, like why even. Okay, so I think it might not matter because it might all be a dream anyway. It doesn't fucking matter. But okay, so up until the very, very end, we see Courtney. Okay, she's traumatized by the events from the first movie, the killer and all that. So okay, she's trying to deal with that subconsciously in her head, but she's also in a band, so she loves music.
Okay,
she loves music. So my thought was that she subconsciously, her brain took something that she loved and applied it to something that was terrified her to try to make it easier for her to cope with, but somehow it got twisted and became a new source of terror and a living embodiment of her fears. The music that she loves so much got embodied with the thing she fears and became this morbid hybrid mutant thing that went after her.
I like it. I like the theory,
right.
but that still doesn't help explain how he fucking materialized.
Not at all. But it explain why he's a musical, dancing, guitar playing, rockabilly greaser.
That's okay. You know what? I kind of like
but
that.
But even then, it's weird because it's not like it would make more sense if we saw her at one point in a room listening to like 50s music or old school. Like she's really into that old school. That would make sense.
Like
but we
she's
never
really
see
into that greaser rock.
But they're like it's more like bangles,
go-go's,
music. Go-go's, like they're 80s music. Yeah. So again, that's what makes sense if he was like a big hair like rocker like
Dee Snider or something.
Dee Snider or White Snake or something like that. That would make more sense.
Vince Neil.
Yeah. But nope. Who fucking knows? It's insane.
So the next question is, was she in the mental institution the entire time? Was
that's the whole
all a dream?
Again, we don't know because you show her in the mental institution, the drill comes up out of the floor again, and it's just continuing this.
But that's what I think. Like the whole thing is like I took it as a very last Slumber Party Massacre, where the whole fucking thing was a dream that she's been in the mental hospital the whole time. Like all of it was a dream, none of it happened, and she and Valerie are both in the mental hospital.
Ugh.
That's kind of what I thought too.
And then the driller just kind of weird.
So none of it ever happened.
That's what it's like. Does any of this happen at all? Who fucking knows?
That's such a bummer.
Because it doesn't make sense. Right? Like we see her standing there when Amy's bodies rolled out. She's fine. Like, did she go insane after that? And she's locked up, and the killer's coming back to get her.
And then by rule, there can't be any favorite kills.
You're right. I thought of that too last night. I was like, think about it. This is all a dream. Nobody fucking died. We can't pick a favorite kill if there's no kill.
But we're going to do it anyway.
We're going to do it anyway. All right. We don't know for sure. All right. So, yeah.
That's what Sarah asked me. She's like, if it was all a dream, how are you going to do favorite kills? Like, well, we're going to have to get permission from Marshall.
I allow it this time. All right. Favorite kills.
There can be only one. Favorite kill.
All right, here we go. All right, Chris, let's go.
Man, I really don't know because they all kind of suck.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, they don't happen until the last 20 minutes of the movie.
Yes.
And then, like, they were all just these not even really great, like, drill kills.
No,
I mean,
they were
I would
really
say
lame.
It's either Matt or it's, is it Cheryl? What was her name? Sheila? Because Sheila's, man, I'm going to go with Sheila because that poor bitch had to sit in the hallway.
I know. And watch that horrible dance number.
Yeah. And then she takes it in the chest.
Yeah, you don't really see her. Yeah, you see it from behind. It goes into her chest. You see it from behind. So, yeah.
I'm going to go with that one.
All right,
I mean,
Sheila
because they
for
all
Chris.
kind of suck.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Aaron?
I'm gonna go with Matt, just because here it is, the first kill. It comes to the back of his chest. It doesn't look too bad, although you can see that his head is on this prosthetic. And I watched it a couple times, and I paused it a few times. His shoulders got so much wider. Like, all of a sudden, he just took all the roids. Because he's a pretty slim guy. He's like twice as broad now. It's only there for a little bit, but I'm like, holy shit, he got big. But that's kind of a cool scene. And when he pops up and he rips the arm off, and he's like, just look like a dream to you, and throws it on the cake.
Right in the cake. Yeah.
And the viscera hanging off the drill looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So just that whole death scene part is my favorite kill.
Okay. I'm split between favorite kill and best kill. Because to me, they're not always the same.
True.
Okay.
To me, best kill, I agree, is Matt. The whole thing is the best kill. Favorite kill is fucking TJ finally dying. Because I fucking hated TJ. I couldn't stand the way he talked.
What, bro? Come on, man.
Smoke your head, dude.
Ruining my weekend.
God, I hated TJ. So it's tough. Do I go with the favorite kill or the best kill?
Go with your favorite, baby.
Yeah,
it's
best
favorite.
kill is Matt. Favorite kill, I'm going TJ.
It's favorite kills, not best kills.
That's true. Favorite kill. So for me, it's TJ finally getting it, even though it was weak. But I was glad to see him finally die. So all right, there we go. That's our favorite kills for this week. Let's move on to the odds and ends.
Not only did they watch these films, they researched them too. Ugh, what is wrong with these guys?
All right, ratings. IMDb gives it a 4.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, there is no official thermometer score yet, but it has a 36% audience score.
Wow.
Amazon, 2.7 out of 5.
What?
Yeah. Plot keywords. There were 121 plot keywords for this movie.
Damn.
A lot of them were pretty simple. We've seen them before. The ones I wrote down were rockabilly, reference to Rolling Stones, which I didn't get because I did this stuff before I watched the movie, but now I get the satisfaction. Yep. Evil laugh, allegory, sextile, and Oxy 10 was the actual plot keyword.
But your panty lovers didn't show up?
Panty lovers didn't show up. Well, they weren't even panties. They were bras, but not really panties.
It's true.
We haven't had panty lovers in a long time. It's just
We were on a hot streak for a while.
we were on a real hot streak, and now it's a cold streak.
Yeah.
Must be fading out of popularity.
I don't know, man. I still dig that.
I love the Oxy 10 as a plot keyword. That's hilarious. And it made me think, like, do they even make Oxy 10 anymore? 'Cause I remember when we were kids in the 80s
Oh,
and
yeah.
90s.
The Oxypads?
Well, Oxypads, 'cause I remember in the 80s, 90s, I remember growing up, like, Oxypads were huge.
Oh.
And you saw commercials for them all the time.
Commercials, and you bought a comic book. There'd be ads in the comic book for them all the time.
But now it's like, I don't see any. The only thing I see for acne I ever see advertised is that proactive stuff.
Proactive.
I've never, it's like, is Oxy10 even still around? Like, did this say, fuck it, we're not advertising anymore? Because it's only proactive you ever see. But Oxy10 in the 80s and 90s was everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Proactive.
Is it?
Yeah, so I guess it nukes it. I was one of the lucky sons of bitches in high school. I had, like, crystal clear skin all throughout high school. Every once in a while I'd get, like, a big fucking zit, and it'd be monstrous. You know, maybe the size of Sally's. But, you know, it'd always be, like, big fucking zit. And it's like, but I get it, like, once a year. But it always seemed to, like, happen, like, at winter ball.
Right.
Or during prom.
Yeah.
Or, like, senior pictures. And I have this big fucking meteor on my goddamn nose or something. But the rest of the year, perfect skin.
Yeah, I didn't have too much problem with acne. I mean, I get some here and there, but not. I really didn't have much of an issue with it
Oh,
either.
our friend Ty had horrible.
Yeah, really bad.
I did. I was on, like, just constant antibiotics. Because you go to
Really?
a dermatologist, and then they just put you on a different antibiotic, and it would clear up the acne.
Huh, I
which
never
was
knew
weird. Yeah.
That sounds like a really bad idea. Like,
Yeah.
it worked, but in retrospect, I'm sure
Thinking about it now, yeah.
really bad idea.
Yeah.
Probably messed up your stomach too. You know.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue on. Let's moving on to trivia for this movie. First thing on first, we talked about this already, but the Playboy Playmate, her name is Kimberly MacArthur, is the one who played Amy, and she actually had it stipulated in her contract she would not do any nudity in this movie.
Which is fucked up.
Yeah.
I know. She's like, you got to pay me Playboy money for me to get naked.
Honestly, probably would have gotten paid more money to be in a movie than Playboy did in the 80s.
Yeah,
Who
we
knows?
looked it up. We looked it up while we were talking about during the movie Miss January 1982.
All right, well there you go.
So
confirmed.
she'll bear it all for Playboy, but not for a movie. I don't know.
But that was 82. This was 87. 5 years. She's like, you know what? I'm past it. I'm not doing it anymore. I get it, but I don't want to be known for that my whole life.
What a bitch.
Yeah, what a bitch.
Well, she had the best boobs of all of them.
She did.
Some
She did.
Giant, nice
I
boobs.
know.
Well, dig up Playboys from 1982 if you want to see them.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure they're online somewhere.
Yeah.
So in order to get the word out about his presence on set without arousing his suspicions, the cast and crew would use the codename Jennifer when referring to executive producer Roger Corman, who was apparently a producer on this.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The 1988 movie The Nest, which is also a Concord picture, same people did this one, used the same condo for its filming.
Oh, no
As a
way.
result, the crew of this film was forced to contend with a very bad cockroach problem in the movie. Heidi Kozak noticed that she's the girl who played Sally, that the cutoff jeans shorts she were wearing kept getting shorter and shorter every day.
Yes.
She later found out that the costumer would pull threads out of them at the end of each filming day to make them shorter. She got herself a new pair of shorts after the discovery.
Dude, because there's the scene in the bathtub when she turns off the tub, when she leans over, like those shorts are like up her ass, like her butt cheeks are hanging at the
Oh
bottom.
yeah, the Heidi character. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hanging at the bottom of her. Like, my goddamn.
They're basically Daisy Dukes at that point.
Oh, like
yeah.
they're fucking G-string shorts, basically.
Well, there was one point in the movie where I guess Courtney was taking a nap on the couch, and then Heidi walks up and like, "How's the or Sally?
Yeah,
right?
Sally, yeah.
Heidi's
How's the
actress.
hangover queen?
Yeah.
And she's wearing this awesome bikini, the side pony, and like the tan. I was
Oh,
like,
she looked
wow.
great. Yeah, great tan, great greenish bikini. Yeah, she looked great in that. Michael Monaghan's "Don't Let Go" is actually the film's title song, as it was scripted under the name "Don't Let Go." Slumber Party Massacre 2, just like Hello Mary Lou, Prom Night 2. The title was shortened to Slumber Party Massacre 2 during production at the insistence of Concord Films founder Roger Corman when negotiating promotional deals with companies such as Coca-Cola, which actually should be more like Pepsi, because that's all we saw.
no joke.
However, the filmmakers referred to the movie as simply "Don't Let Go," so they didn't use it as when trying to get advertisers. I guess they didn't want it.
Invest, yeah.
Pepsi was not an advertiser for this movie.
Coke was not an advertiser apparently, but Diet Pepsi was all over this place.
Pepsi had to have been. Had to have been.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pepsi, Perrier, Oxyten, Slice,
Denny's.
Denny's. Yeah. Heidi Kozak Sally actually filmed her death scene on her birthday. She ate cake in her death makeup with the crew. That's all. There were a few other things, but there weren't anything I was really gonna bring up some of the other stuff. Moving on, budget for this movie. Unfortunately, I could not find it, which is always saddens
Really?
me. Yeah,
Really?
I thought for sure this was kind of what. You found it?
You couldn't find it?
No, I didn't find it. It wasn't on my.
You guys want to play?
I know what it is.
Oh, you already know it?
Yep.
Oh, well, where'd you guys find it then?
Wikipedia?
Oh, Wikipedia. I didn't. Okay. That's a little bit more.
We should have done it on Marshall, man. We should have done it on Marshall.
That's why I didn't say anything. I was like, I'm gonna try it. I was like, I'm gonna slip this by. They're not gonna get me.
I said you want to play.
I was about to say yes, but Aaron said I already saw. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything then.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna let them get me. They're gonna try to get me.
Son of a bitch. Anyway, the budget was
According to that, Wikipedia, $500,000.
$500,000.
Grossed 1.3
Did you see the
million.
gross?
No, I didn't
Did
see
you
that.
hear what he said?
1.3.
Damn it!
You can't get me. You can't get me.
Marshall's untouchable. Fuck!
I am untouchable. So it actually made money, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I mean, not much.
So, but did this actually have a theatrical release then, or is that just money off of sales or rentals?
It was. I don't know if this was even.
I don't know if this
theatrical
would have
release,
gotten a theatrical
because this might have been that time in the '80s when a lot of movies were made for the video store.
Yeah,
you know,
straight to
like
video.
yeah,
Like
straight
I guess the first Summer Party Massacre may have gotten could have gotten
theatrical release.
but this I can't imagine this was in the theaters.
Right.
And if
yeah.
it did, now only making $1 million wouldn't be
incredibly
surprising.
limited release, then yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It had to have been straight to video.
I would think so.
The film was given a limited release theatrically in the United States in October 1987. It was essentially subsequently.
Subsequently,
Yeah.
Thank you. Released on VHS by Nelson Entertainment.
Okay. All right. Anyway, let's move on. We're
It's been released on DVD 3 different times.
cool. Any Blu-ray? Because I'm in.
I don't see Blu-ray. Oh yes, it was.
All right!
It has since been released on Blu-ray in a double feature with with its successor.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
okay.
2-pack. I've seen that
Nice.
2-pack on Amazon.
So is the successor would be the one after it, right?
Yes, it's actually on 2. I've seen both. There's the Slumber Party Massacre 2 DVD or Blu-ray, and then there's 2 and 3 on Blu-ray too.
There's a third?
There is a third.
Fuck yeah!
There is a third. And the third one, I think, brings Russ Thorne back. I think they go back to the
Did
original.
they cut his fucking head off?
I thought so.
That's pretty fucking
I don't know.
final.
All I know is I haven't seen it, but I'm
Oh,
only basing it out for the fact that they bring back the original drill. I'll say that.
I think the 3 horsemen need to ride again. But
If
the
we-
original drill was cut in half by the magical machete.
Well, yeah, that's right. The magical machete, the adamantium machete. Yeah.
We'll have to watch it.
We will. If we can find it, we'll watch it. We'll do it. All right, let's move on to this week's 5-star reviews.
These special movies have a place in these special people's hearts. 5-star reviews.
Boo.
All right, so there were 32 total reviews on Amazon. 25% are 5-star, and 25% are 1-star. So
Wow.
the most perfect split we've ever had.
Yeah.
From N Farms writes, I finally have the Driller Killer in my hot little hands. I've been looking for this on DVD for some time now, and I'm so glad I have it. Sure, it's not really scary to me. It's more satire of slasher films, but the bonus is that sexy hunk of man meat, the Driller Killer, Antonius Illich. He makes this film, in my humble opinion, 5 stars.
Was this a guy?
It says M Farms. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that dude wanted to do nothing else.
The guy, but yeah, he really didn't do much.
No, this was his first film from what I understand.
It was his first film, and
Yeah.
he might have done 1 or 2 other things after that, but it wasn't. He never went on to any kind of real career. From Marissa Coleman, I love this movie. I'm 17 years old, and I think this movie is amazing. If you don't like it, don't buy the movie. If you like it, then buy it. 5 stars.
What kind of review is that?
Okay.
I'm 17. I love it. If you don't like it, don't buy
Honestly,
it.
that may be one of the greatest reviews ever. It's the most logical. Because, see people say, well, this movie sucks. Like, well,
Well, isn't
don't watch
the
it
review
then.
supposed to kind of give you a clue as to whether or not you should watch the movie?
That's true.
And she's just like,
But it's the most level. It's like, if you like it, get it. If you don't, don't watch it then.
He
No
was
big
in a
deal.
movie called Ragin' Cajun.
Yes. Okay, yeah. I looked at, yeah. He had some on IMDb. Jacob Sullivan writes, I thought the first time that I saw this movie when I was about 7 or 8 years old, it was the best movie I'd ever seen. And still to this day, I still love it enough that I bought it. 5 stars. And last one from Gunther. The lack of explanation makes the horror all the more disturbing. A must see. 5 stars. 1-star reviews. There we go. From Electro Addict. I didn't expect much from this film, but somehow it still disappointed me. The ghost of Andrew Dice Clay torments a group of stupid, annoying teenagers. His weapon of choice, a giant homemade guitar drill. But his killing spree doesn't officially start until the end of the movie. First, the audience has to suffer through a ton of bad music and pointlessly dumb dream sequences. There's a tiny bit of topless nudity, but there should be more. There should be loads more.
yes.
Avoid 1 star.
I will
Preach.
say that the guitar drill
I loved it.
was impressive.
I loved the guitar.
It was pretty cool.
It was a great looking prop. Like, would it be functional? Hell no, probably not. But it looked awesome.
Yeah,
it
it
looked great for a horror movie. I just wish, again,
It's obviously battery power or something because they kept flipping the switch
yeah.
on and on.
He
You know,
even looked down
right,
to
right.
see if I can find the switch.
But-
yeah.
again, the look of that guitar would have been so much better if, again, they would have made that killer like an 80s hairband. Because it's
Yes.
a great, like,
Yeah.
80s,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
grind.
Right.
Like it
It's
looks like those,
awesome.
those double neck guitars. You know,
It's
just
not
those.
like, almost, it's the size of a double neck, but it's got like that.
Yeah,
you
but
know,
in
all
the
those
80s
the points and the spikes.
Yeah.
It's that 80s.
That was an
awesomeness.
80s. That was the thing, and you're right. In their hair
Right.
metal bands, they made those gaudy, oversized, weird, spectacular, artistic guitars.
Yeah, and that's what they.
Yeah.
And again, they didn't have that in rockabilly days. Like,
No, it was just like a Fender.
Yeah.
Stratocaster, like a
Yeah.
simple guitar.
So that's what, again, it doesn't. The car looked awesome. Doesn't fit the killer's look
Yeah.
at all.
It'd be better with like D. Snyder
Yeah.
holding that, going, yeah,
We're not going
yeah,
to
exactly.
No, we ain't gonna take.
From Free Labor, just entitled, Nope. The first Slumber Party Massacre is a complicated as a classic, definitely worth checking out. This sequel by a different director with an all-new cast is a hot mess. No people of color appear in it anywhere. The final girl wannabe is finally revealed to be insane. Although the beginning looks like gay porn, she has dream fantasies about a football throwing young hunk she's lusting for. There's no indication anywhere that anyone in the world is not heterosexual. In other words, there is nothing to recommend to anyone to watch this film for any reason. The end. Nope, it was all just a dream. ... 1 star.
I like that one.
And lastly, from Mr. Twain, for some reason, a lot of my reviews are not widely seen films have been deleted, and the review for this film being one of them, as well as those for Gossip, In the Crowd. I'm so mad, but I just wanted to say this film is bad and terrible. Avoid it at all costs. 1 star. So he's reviewing and ranking that his reviews are being pulled down
or taken off. I wonder, like, if you drop, it's like, fuck this movie. Do you get pulled? You know.
So yeah, okay. So that's it. That's reviews. Let's wrap this up with our final takes. Final thoughts here, Chris.
Right.
Take us away,
Chris.
Well, I was a huge fan of the first one.
Yeah.
You guys even got me a T-shirt for Christmas.
Yeah.
With the picture of that movie on it. So I was pretty excited to do this. I was like, man, sweet.
Surprised you're not wearing the shirt today.
Man, and I thought about that on the drive over here. I was like, fuck, I forgot the fucking T-shirt. But I wanted to wear my blue.
Yeah, because
from the St. Louis Blues
yes,
tonight. Let's
St.
go
Louis
Blues.
In the Stanley Cup. First time in 49 years.
Anyway, this movie fucking sucked. The fucking the musical numbers, the killing didn't even happen till the end, and then it made absolutely no fucking sense. Fuck this movie, and fuck this movie.
All right.
So bad it's scary.
Aaron,
this movie's awful.
Is there a butt coming here?
But there's a little part of me that kind of loves it. I don't know why. There's something about watching this and just seeing all the 80s as fuck shit just makes me like feel like a little kid. Like watching the montages, the choreographed dances, the girls playing with like having a pillow fight, all that crap. The killer coming, like, it doesn't make any sense. The movie's a fucking horrible, horrible movie. It really is. The gore's not that great. I mean, the gore's okay.
No.
I'm torn, man. I'm torn. I'm going to have to say so bad it's good.
Really?
I'm right there. And don't get me wrong, it's not a good movie.
Having flashbacks in 976 Evil 2. I want to punch Aaron in the mouth.
I'm not nearly as drunk for that one. But there's just certain things about it that just, for some reason, give me a charm.
No,
the girl
dude.
with the big pimple and the zit spraying in her face. The driller killer coming and shoving it through his bag, ripping off his arm, throwing it in cake.
Amen.
And it's just, even the dance number, for some reason, I liked it. I kind of liked it.
Ugh.
So, yeah, for me, I kind of like this one.
Yeah, you're entitled to your opinion, but you're wrong.
Trust me, it barely makes it. It barely makes it. And to be perfectly honest, when I watched it the first time, I was like, this movie's fucking horrible. When I watched it the second time, I was like, okay. Okay, I kind of like it a little more.
The fact that you came down the stairs today singing
I want to
Convertible.
be your Tokyo Convertible.
Pretty much knew where you stood on the movie at that time. I'm like, motherfucker, you gotta be kidding me right now.
All right, I'm the tiebreaker here. So, first, let's start with something positive. Let's start with something positive. We didn't comment on this, but I'll comment on it now. I do think that the acting in this movie from the girls, the girls, I thought were pretty solid, pretty good. There were some good. Sally was pretty good. Amy, for a Playboy playmate who didn't really do much acting, was, I thought, really good. She knocked it out of the park for her. Courtney was fine. Crystal Bernard, all the girls were pretty solid to great in this movie. Like I said, Sheila having to pull off being afraid in that dance number is the greatest thing of acting I've ever seen in my life. So that's good. The guys, on the other hand, were terrible.
Yeah, they were pretty stiff.
They were awful, but the girls really helped carry this movie. But then also, how many fucking Inception dream layers are in this turd of a movie? Like, there's so many dreams within a dream within a dream. Like, and at the end, is it all a dream? So there was like 4 or 5 dreams within a dream. It's insane to kind of keep track of this and know what's really happening at the end of this thing. I watched this 2 or 3 times now total in my life, and I gotta say, even though the acting is good, the zit scene's great. It's good makeup. I cannot recommend this. It's so bad it's scary.
Thank you.
It's not that I don't. It's not the music. The music's terrible. I will say it's awful. But we've seen we've seen movies do music in horror movies better. Like granted, early, but like Stage Fright that I did with Sarah.
Sure, yeah.
That did it so well.
Right.
That was basically a musical horror movie and did it very, very well. It was really good.
Dude,
and played it to almost to a serious point where it was serious. It wasn't. But then you look at we did Poultry Guys also with Sarah. Where we had a lot of musical numbers in it, but they did it to the other end where it's like campy and fun, and it worked.
But it still worked, yeah.
This is somewhere in the middle, like it's supposed to be serious, but the music is
more fun, and peppy,
but everything, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't work.
Yeah,
I don't like it, and then the music isn't even. I don't. It's to me, it's terrible, but it's not so bad. Like the music from Killer Workout was 80s riffing, terrible music, but we loved it.
Oh, because it was so bad.
But this music doesn't reach that level either. It's just bad and it doesn't fit. And rockabilly doesn't belong in an 80s movie.
No.
We're about a girl band that's, like I said, is a pop band. They're not doing 80s or oldies style music. So nothing fits. In my opinion.
If you're coming off, so Slumber Party Massacre 2. So the first one, within the first 20 minutes. They had already murdered the telephone girl. There was already suspense. There was building.
Yeah, you already killed the telephone.
Being stalked by a killer,
and they killed one of the other girls, like in the hallway. Like he ran her down.
Stevens.
Yeah.
In the gym.
Yeah,
she gets murdered.
Yeah.
Yes, immediately.
Yeah, this one had a long build up, a lot of musical build up for a poor payoff.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, guys. Like I said, when it's so bad, it's good. It's like it's just because I got the little charms about it. Overall, it is a bad movie. And it's an hour and 15 minutes, and as is Slumber Party.
That is the one redeeming. It is short.
It is short,
Very
but
short.
So is Slumber Party Massacre. But Slumber Party Massacre,
better.
But Slumber Party Massacre, you're holding on for fucking. You're just like, wow! You're holding on for like Chris said. First 20 minutes, there's already 2 kills.
Yeah,
you're already holding on, and you're like, holy shit, this is going.
But this movie. It's also a slap in the face because the ending, like we have to
with a hammer,
Mr. Content, an fucking axe. He's got like a hand axe.
But just like last Summer Party, what angered us so much, we did that one. This is kind of the same thing. It's like it's a slap in the face because you don't know what the fucking ending is.
Yeah,
was it a dream? Was she in the same time the whole time? So we sat through this nonsense ride of bullshit.
The way I took
for
it,
like
she had
basically nothing, like. For a fever dream or something for the same like
that's the way I took it.
And that just makes it even worse to me. Like okay, if that's really gonna be it and the crazy dream guy comes like, okay, fine, a dumb retard, but at least make it real and make it happen. Don't leave a question mark at the end. Like it's like what's
going on?
Yeah, and that just makes it even more infuriating and makes it, just drops it down some more. So there we are. We're split 2-1. So bad, scary 2. Aaron says it's so bad, it's good.
Just barely.
2 in the right category though.
2 in the right category, 1 in the stink category.
Whoa.
I'm going there. Oh, no.
All right, guys. Thank you for sitting with us. Chris, thank you for coming back. We always love it.
Hey, no problem,
It's
man.
about time we had you back. We will try it. We will try to scrounge up Summer Party Massacre 3, see if we can get our hands on that.
We should do that
Apparently
sooner
it's
than
only
later.
on disc, so you have to spend your hard-earned money.
I have to spend my money on it again, which I've been known to do. Next week's movie is one I had to buy on DVD too, on Blu-ray. So we'll be back next week, guys. Or, well, if not next week, 2 weeks, we'll be back. In the meantime, guys, watch more horror movies. Remember to always keep it tight.